WFAN FM HD1 New York, an Odyssey sports station. Evan Roberts.
Hola.
Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Buckle up. Today's going to be a day. Is today the day the New York Giants land John Harbaugh? Is today the day the New York Jets' future changes forever? We'll discuss both of those things coming up. The great Ian O'Connor, who's been all over the Giants and the John Harbaugh story, will join us coming up at 12 noon. And the other thing that you need to buckle your seatbelts up on, and I am incredibly nervous about, is the Kyle Tucker watch. Because the New York Mets have extended a huge money short-term deal offer to the best free agent on the market in Kyle Tucker. The Blue Jays have made a long-term offer, and we know the LA Dodgers are lurking. Tiki, this has not been a good offseason for Met fans.
No.
If they can pull this off, I'm not telling you it's a Grand Slam offseason. I'm not telling you to get your playoff tickets ready, but I think signing Kyle Tucker would at least save this offseason.
No, it definitely would. And just to back up to what you were alluding to, because we started with Mike Tomlin yesterday and how we thought, at least I thought, that he was stepping away from the team.
You nailed it, Teke, by the way.
Voluntarily. That goes back to a year ago, more than a year ago, when we started a random show with Tom Thibodeau's job security, and ultimately he got fired that day.
That's true.
I mean, if we start with Kyle Tucker, he's getting signed today.
Can he be a Met by the time we get to 12:30?
I mean, maybe. I mean, Tomlin decided to wait until after we were off air to make his announcement, but that was their regularly scheduled time for their press conference. So maybe we didn't get the afternoon drive shifting to the morning to the to the midday show correct in our planning, but I think Kyle Tucker's got a lot of noise around him right now. It's not just the Mets. It's the Dodgers that you hear, the Toronto Blue Jays, who, as we talked about last year, are trying to throw money at people. He's going to get paid. It's just a matter of where he wants to go and for how long he's going to go there. Kyle Tucker, it feels like, is getting signed either today or tomorrow or sometime this week for sure.
It's got to be the Mets, because if they miss out on Kyle Tucker, and they're trying, and I don't buy this thought that they're not really pursuing him and they're leaking this information out just to make Met fans feel good. Trust me, no Met fan's going to feel good if they don't end up with Kyle Tucker.
Right.
So if it's a PR decision and they're not really pursuing him, which is BS, it's not exactly going to help their PR. They have to end up with the player. But if they can end up with this player, it's not as if I feel like the Mets are significantly better than last year, and it's not even as if I think this is better than keeping Pete Alonso. But in this moment, a month after they lost Pete, a month after they traded Brandon Nimmo and traded Jeff McNeil, and most Met fans have been down about the direction of this team, this would go a long way into improving this roster. This would go a long way into making you believe. And Met fans, do me a favor. Don't get caught up in $50 million a year, because I'll save you the time. Is that way too much money for Kyle Tucker? Sure. But what the New York Mets are deciding to do is they are deciding to pay what I like to call a short-term tax. And what I mean by that is David Stearns, whether you agree with it or not, and I happen to disagree with it, does not want to give long-term deals out. The only long-term deal David Stearns has given out since becoming the president of the Mets is Juan Soto. He didn't want to give Pete Alonso a long-term deal. They don't want to give Cody Bellinger a long-term deal. They didn't want to give Corbin Burns a long-term deal. Go through the list. And so the Mets' decision-making is, we'd rather pay you an absurd amount of money on a short-term contract because we don't want you in year 4, year 5, and year 6. And if that's their strategy, fine, as long as you end up with the player.
Right. Now, the question is, what makes the Mets the more desirable location than, say, the Dodgers?
I hate you.
Now,
I hate you because that's a loaded freaking question.
It is. Now, but it's the reality that I think New Yorkers, especially Met fans, are facing when you're thinking about Kyle Tucker.
Right.
Toronto, we know. It's just nobody wants to take their money except for Vlad Jr., and that's because Vlad Jr. had been there already.
Right.
He kind of was used to it. He knew it. Just take care of me. I'm your baby. You guys birthed me into Major League Baseball. I'll take your money gladly at $6 million a year he's making. But Kyle Kyle Tucker, seemingly, just like a lot of other free agents, don't want to go to Toronto.
Right.
So this is really a two-team race. It's the Mets, who haven't done jack this offseason. And if you ask Sean Morash, who was going to troll the hell out of Met fans, he's going to tell you, you'll still be going home in October, not doing anything, because your team's not good enough. What makes the Mets better than the Dodgers?
See, the reason
the Dodgers are winning.
I got you.
The Dodgers are getting to the postseason. The Dodgers probably are winning another World Series championship. And if you're Kyle Tucker, that would look really nice.
You're asking me a question that you already know the answer to, which is nothing. The Mets don't have an edge on the L.A. Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays.
Other than money, potentially.
That's it.
But
That's
not
it.
even really.
Well, in theory, they could, because we don't know what the Dodgers have offered. Now, I am always scared of the L.A. Dodgers. They are lurking in the shadows as a team certainly capable of matching the Mets' offer or maybe even exceeding it and maybe even going shorter. Maybe Kyle Tucker doesn't want a 3-year deal. He'd prefer a 1-year deal. I have no idea. So the Dodgers are always a threat. But the only advantage the Mets would have, and this is where Steve Cohen needs to flex the muscle, and that's why the number is $50 million, is financial. Right. Because if you're Kyle Tucker and you're looking to rehab your value and you're looking to enter free agency 2-3 years from now, you look at the Dodgers and the Blue Jays as surer things to at least give you that October stage. And they have better lineups, specifically the Dodgers. So if you ask me, hey, Evan, why would he pick the Mets? I mean, the only reason he'd pick the Mets is because they made the best financial offer. And I have to hold out hope that that's what Steve Cohen and David Stearns is doing right now because they need Kyle Tucker. And I never would have thought that going into the offseason, but the offseason is played out in a way that is very surprising and certainly not ideal.
Right.
Where if they don't end up winning the services of Kyle Tucker, they're not adding a big bat.
Right.
And so the Mets are going to go into next year with a lot of fingers crossed, which may be their strategy anyway. As David Stearns explained yesterday, we have a lot of good young players. Yes, in theory, but you got to keep your fingers crossed that those good young players contribute. So this offseason, maybe not to the likes of Joe B., who's going to hate the offseason no matter what, but this offseason hangs in the balance of pulling this off. If you add Kyle Tucker, we can sit around and geekily talk about how the Mets are maybe even better lineup-wise than last year. But if they don't, this offseason is going to feel as kind of hopeless as it felt a month ago. So there's a lot on the line in the next 24 hours.
Yeah, why this is
seal the deal.
Why this is important is because the Mets will then be basing their 2026 hopes on maybes.
Yeah.
A lot of maybes. Can Mark Vientos turn into whatever, or Brett Beatty do XYZ and elevate? Let's hope our pitching staff comes through. It becomes more about believing things that we can't see. And I know David Stearns spoke yesterday. Was that yesterday?
Yesterday, yes.
He spoke yesterday.
Spoke at a luncheon with reporters. Not on camera, but he did speak.
And made it sound like, I trust our plan. I believe our plan.
Yes.
The problem with it, and look, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's had success in his career. But we're looking at what you're doing, and even if you're a lay baseball fan, it looks like you're doing nothing.
Right.
So how is that something that we should trust in? Or as the Met fan, why should you trust in that? And so once you start getting executives giving lip service, like I know you guys are frustrated. I hear the fan. That's basically what he said. I hear what you're saying. I understand why you're this way. But when you're just talking around it without any action, you tend to start not trusting that person.
Well, also because one of the things he said before the offseason started was run prevention and defense.
Yes.
And while they've improved themselves defensively at second base, they currently have a first baseman who's never played first base. And so that drives a lot of us nuts. And I'm trying to move past the emotion of losing Pete Alonso. I'm just talking baseball right now.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you're better defensively when the guy playing first base, as of this moment, has never played the position. But one thing David Stearns did say yesterday, and it was the first time David had spoken since he lost Pete Alonso. First, he tried to say, I feel your pain. Quote, I certainly understand there have been points this offseason that have been frustrating for our fan base.
Okay,
we're not blind to that.
Why didn't you say it like you said it, Evan? I feel your pain.
Yeah.
Why get so wordy?
Because this is who he is. All right, I could hurl insults right now. I'm not. That's who David Stearns is. But I'd correct David Stearns when he says there have been points in this offseason that have been frustrating. David, the whole offseason's been frustrating.
Right, whether it was Edwin Diaz or Pete Alonso or not signing anybody or Jorge Polanco,
like even the
your
good,
first baseman,
even
just learning it.
The good moves you made, like Jorge Polanco's a good ball player, but even that was met with frustrations because our first reaction was, wait a second, that's the guy who's going to play first base?
Especially after everything you said at the end of the regular season.
Exactly. So even when they made moves that you could deem as, oh, I like this player, it was always met with frustration.
Right.
But the other thing David Stearns said, it's very important, is we are going to get better before opening day. And they better. And signing Kyle Tucker is one of those things. Now, there are a lot of Met fans out there, and I'm sure non-Met fans out there, who are going to chime in and say, how could you offer Kyle Tucker $50 million a year and not even make an offer to Pete Alonso? And what I would say to you and everyone else is, fair point. But I'd also tell you, who cares anymore?
Yeah.
We are a month past Pete Alonso being gone.
Not that quick.
And where I am mentally is I'm still mad about it. I'm still disappointed about it. I don't want to minimize it. But now I'm just looking how the Mets can get better. I'm not relitigating the past. There'll be a chance to do it in this moment on January 14th as the Mets are in the midst of a bidding war for Kyle Tucker. I just want the player. At a later date, we could all fight with each other about they were better off doing this, they were better off doing that. I like Kyle Tucker, but what about this? In this moment, and I think this is unarguable, whether you're a Met fan or not, the New York Mets have a better chance to compete next year if Kyle Tucker is a Met. It's not close.
Right.
Is he a perfect player? No. Of course not. Is he coming off a weirdly disappointing year in Chicago where he fell off in the final 2 months? Yes. Did he miss a lot of time? Yes. Are there questions about, is he a New York kind of player? Absolutely. They're all fair questions. You never know. But what I know today is if the New York Mets are going to compete next year, Kyle Tucker closes the gap. Doesn't necessarily make him better than the Phillies or better than the Braves or better than the Dodgers, but I want the player. If they get the player, our chances of watching a successful season next year grow, whether it's $50 million a year or $57 million a year. This guy, and I'm talking about this guy, Steve Cohen, already raised ticket prices on us. You think I give a rat's ass how many millions of dollars it's going to cost to get a baseball player that makes our team better?
Yeah, plus, all reports are it's a 3-year deal. You can't even bring up Pete Alonso in the same breath. At that time, the Mets clearly didn't want to make an offer if he was getting a 5-year offer from the Baltimore Orioles. You're not giving Kyle Tucker the 7-year offer he was looking for.
Disagree with you about this.
Okay.
What I would have done, and see, you got me relitigating Pete. I don't want to do it.
You brought it up.
I did.
I actually was defending you.
I would have at least given Pete the opportunity to come back on a short-term deal.
Okay.
Even if he was going to say no. And I would have offered a similar deal to what they're offering Kyle Tucker.
That's
which
the
is
most disappointing thing.
Yeah.
You just didn't even give him a chance to say no.
And if he said no, we'd all understand it the same way Jake said no years ago.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think he said no a lot last year.
Exactly.
And
They got
isn't that like memory, if you were Steve Cohen or David Stearns more appropriately, isn't that ingrained in your mind? Like, I know what he's going to say. Even if it's not necessarily Pete, it's his agent. I know how this is going to go down because why would he change his modus operandi? He wouldn't. Right? I get why David Stearns and or Steve Cohen would say, you know what? We know what this conversation is going to be like. We love Pete, but we know what his agent's going to be.
Disagree. There's no negative to making an offer that's turned down. There's no negative to that.
But you can't offer him $45, $50 million a year. He's not the same player as Kyle Tucker.
Right.
By the way, and that is the other thing that you say, because what Sean just said is a statement that is very controversial, that Kyle Tucker is a better player than Pete Alonso.
He is.
There are a lot of Met fans out there who are going to look at Pete's power, Pete's ability to play every day, and say Pete is a better player than Kyle Tucker.
It depends on how are you comparing them.
Well,
if you're talking power, forget it. Pete Alonso is the better player. If you're talking, I don't know, consistency, it's hard because Kyle Tucker had a rough season, end of last season, and he had a really bad season the year before.
Right.
So what are you talking about?
Well, that's the key. Like, Kyle Tucker is a better all-around player than Pete Alonso. I don't think there's any question about it when you look at his defense, when you look at his speed, when you look at everything about his game. He's a better all-around player.
Right.
What Pete brings you is and we'll find out by watching Kyle Tucker every day. I never got this impression watching him in Houston. This is assuming the Mets get Kyle Tucker. He doesn't put the fear of God in you the way a bat like Alonso does. He's more of a fearsome bat. And the other thing Pete has is he plays every day. And Kyle Tucker over the last 2 years has missed time.
Right.
He missed 30 games last year. The year before that, he missed half the season.
Right, more than half, because he only played 78.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than half.
Right.
But yes, reliability is a factor. But yes, when they are both healthy, Kyle Tucker's a better player. But you still could have grossly overpaid Alonso on a short-term offer with what I like to call the short-term contract tax. They never made that offer. But you guys keep bringing it up. I'm trying to move on.
You brought it up.
I didn't bring it up.
We're actually supporting the Mets. You get better with Kyle Tucker, you go do it. Go be a big boy. That's it. You build it a casino, bring Kyle Tucker with.
I agree. Put that on a T-shirt. You built it. Oh, no. No.
All hail the New York Giants.
Adam Schefter is reporting officially John Harbaugh is coming to New York to meet the Giants.
Oh, come on.
That was a tease.
That was such a tease.
But they will be the first team to have him in their facility.
I saw this because Steve Tish's plane was apparently being tracked.
Yeah.
This was in the Mets chat, by the way, Evan. Is apparently being tracked, and they saw it stop in Baltimore.
Wait, so Steve Tisch personally picked up John Mara on his private plane?
Hey, you come hop in the car. Oh, I mean the plane.
That is a baller move.
So, and I have no problem. I'm not going to reveal this person's name. The first thing I woke up to this morning was something in my inbox on Instagram from somebody swearing up and down. He goes, "You're going to get news today. Steve Tisch's plane is personally picking up John Harbaugh and bringing him to the Meadowlands today."
Oh, that was you. That wasn't the Mets chat. That was you, Sean.
And then somebody started tracking the flight. I had told this person, you will be in my circle of trust. So they are now in that circle of trust. It is true. Schefter and Jordan Renan both have it. He is coming here to meet the Giants in person today.
What a day. The New York Giants get a face-to-face with John Harbaugh. The Mets are trying to seal the deal with Kyle Tucker. This is one of those weird days. I'm actually curious about something Tommy Lugauer thinks, because Tommy's one of those unique Giant Met fans. Can you text him and ask, you can only have one? Would you rather get the news today that John Harbaugh is the coach of the Giants or Kyle Tucker signing with the Mets?
It could happen because it landed in wherever.
BWI earlier. It is scheduled to land.
It's landed. The plane has landed, I'm reading.
In Baltimore. It is scheduled to land at Peterborough at 12:30.
Just left Baltimore and that was an hour ago. And 35 minutes ago, it has landed. It's not that far of a flight.
Okay.
Think about that. Baltimore. I mean, it's only
Who's ever taken a flight between New York and Baltimore?
I have. I used to take the Delta shuttle down that way because when I lived in Alexandria, and you could just walk onto the plane.
Right.
When the Delta shuttle before 9/11, it was easy. It really felt like a drive. You'd get into the airport, you'd be in the air in 10 minutes, and you'd be on the ground in 25 minutes.
I got to tell you, I commend Mr. Tisch for this kind of baller move. Yeah. That is an absolute baller move to not just say, I'm sending you a private jet. That's cool enough.
Right.
I'm going to take my private jet. I'm going to fly to you. I'm going to pick you up. You're going to come in my jet. Then we're going to fly back and do the whole interview. Boy, a lot to discuss around that. Is it good that the Giants are getting the first interview, or would you rather get a second or third interview? We'll get to that coming up.
Get them first. Don't let them leave.
Ian O'Connor will join us at 12. More on the John Harbaugh pursuit. And for Met fans, would signing Kyle Tucker save the offseason? Would your perception of everything that's happened over the last few months change if they can seal the deal on the consensus best player in MLB free agency? Toll-free numbers 888-808-1019. Very, very busy show, and we say hello to our friends at Town Fair Tire. They want to remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on all name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
This portion of the program was sponsored by Kalshi. Trade on anything. Make money trading on sports, politics, culture, and more. Legally, nationwide, with Kalshi. From sports to Bitcoin and even the Oscars. If it matters, you can trade on it. Trade the game, player props, and more.
The Nets play ball with the Pelicans. 8 o'clock tonight. The home of Brooklyn Nets basketball is The Fan. 101.9 FM and always streaming on the Odyssey, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio app.
FanDuel is turning on playoff mode. All customers get a profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the divisional round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. More boosts mean more ways to level up your playoff bets. Pick the matchups you believe in. Take your shot on an upset or build a parlay that fits the moment. Maybe you'll parlay each team's lead running back to score an anytime touchdown. Then apply your profit boost and go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs keep on rolling. So visit FanDuel.com/New York and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. We all love the app around here. It is safe and secure. And when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issues now. Drawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY 467-369.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Your best year starts with a savings. Don't miss the January Jumpstart event at Nielsen Dodge.
That's right, Chels. We're ready to start your new year with low lease payments to get you driving.
Lease a new 2026 Dodge Durango GT Plus all-wheel drive Hemi V8, just $299 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesman Crew Cab 4x4, just $359 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
With zero down payment and the credit help you deserve.
Come see all the great savings we've lined up so you can start your new year driving happy and hassle-free. Let the fun begin.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
At Nielsen Dodge,
Fun is in the driver's seat.
Start something new sales event. With approval term Durango 36, Ram 42 months due at sign, Durango 55.99, Ram 59.54 at tax tag 498 doc and DMV fees.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
It's Chuck Devine with SnowCountry.com. Find out what you need and get projects done from the brands you trust at prices you'll love. Lowe's, we help, you save. Wednesday's a mild day on the slopes before wet weather moves in late, so you'll get your runs on softer snow, and the snow-covered ski areas is nice and strong because of all their snowmaking. So just about every trail's still open, and the trail count is 39 at both Mountain Creek, New Jersey from Four Peaks and Camelback at 100%, Shawnee on 90% of their terrain, all three spots, skiing, riding, and tubing day and night. Mount Peter and Thunder Ridge both around 75%. Snow's on the softer side for Wednesday, but could be firmer on Thursday. Southington, Sundown, and Mohawk, all trail numbers in the teens day and night in Connecticut. There's fresh snow in the forecast Wednesday night into Thursday, and Whiteface in the Adirondacks could do very well from this. They're on 4 dozen trails. Killington and Stratton on 2/3 of their terrain.
You don't just ski or ride, you dominate. At Killington, we fuel your adventure. Be the beast. Ski and ride Killington.
Orgavada Zona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together. So you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Welcome to Jake's 58 Casino Hotel, where excitement never stops. Unleash the fun with 2 floors of gaming action, featuring 1,000 cutting-edge video and electronic machines. Enjoy exceptional service at a prime location that places you right in the heart of Long Island's excitement. Stay and play in style with over 200 hotel rooms and treat yourself to a full range of dining options at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
It's The Carton Show with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle. Afternoons 2 to 7 on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
Live in studio, Rob Manfred.
I want to ask you about realignment. Can we envision a time where Yankees and Mets are in the same division? I think if you did it, I think you would try to keep the 2-team cities separate.
Get The Carton Show on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and the free Odyssey app.
Massive day in New York sports. You want to keep it right here all day because John Harbaugh is meeting with the New York Football Giants. Who knows? Maybe he never leaves. Maybe he signs. Maybe John Harbaugh is your next head coach as early as today. And the New York Mets are trying to seal the deal on Kyle Tucker with a reported 3-year, $150 million offer currently on the table.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. We head to the ice for the Islanders. Yes, the Islanders should feel much shame last night as they fell 5-4 to the Jets. Winnipeg took a 3-0 lead before the Isles tied it, only to lose anyway. Boomer Esiason's stepson Matthew Schaefer did, however, suffer not 1 but 2 injuries, returning and scoring his 13th goal of the year. We'll find out about his status moving forward. Didn't sound too serious after the brutal shot to the right leg. The Islanders, though, now have lost a game more recently than both the Rangers and Devils.
That was the most twisted Fan Focus I've ever heard.
Dude, this is the Fan Focus, for those who don't realize, replaces the update. The update was just news. Give me the facts.
Yeah,
I gave the facts.
Just tell me what's going on.
I mean, it was,
now you get it with a dose of opinion.
Yeah, it was perverted. I mean, did you watch any of the Islander game last night?
I did.
The most impressive
comeback.
Most impressive part about Matthew Schaefer is they were losing 5-3 with a minute to go, and they were about to make it a 3-goal game with an empty netter, and Schaefer made this incredible play to save the empty net goal, and then 30 seconds later on the other side, scored the goal to pull them within 1, and it made me think of one thing. Damn it, hold on a second. I thought I had it executed.
The timing was almost perfect. Now it's horrendous.
What's going on with my phone?
It's not even
I had the drop of Sean saying Matthew Schaefer's the new king of New York, and I can't get it to work now.
Is the new king of New York sports.
Let me start from the beginning.
Matthew Schaefer is the new king of New York sports.
Thank you, Sean.
Why don't you just give that to Sean so that he can pull it?
Because he won't play it.
There's rules here. There's rules here, Tiki.
Dude, you're going to make us get our own drop machine in here.
That's the plan, yes.
Yes.
I could not encourage that anymore.
I needed to hear Sean Morash remind us Matthew Schaefer's the new king of New York sports. And I bobbled it. I was like C.J. Stroud trying to play a snap. Anyhow, let's get to your phone calls. Kyle Tucker could save this Mets offseason. We'll get more into the John Harbaugh sweepstakes as well, including more on what Tiki just said, that the first interview is actually better than getting the last interview.
Right, because you might not get it.
888-808-1019. Joe is in Mineola. Good morning, Joe.
Hey, good morning, guys. So if the Mets sign only one of the remaining top-of-the-market free agents, do you think it's more important to get Kyle Tucker or take your pick between Valdez or Suarez? I listen to the Rico all the time. I also prefer Suarez to Valdez. And like you've been saying, Evan, we need certainty in the rotation.
Yeah.
We haven't made a single real move in the starting pitcher market, and that's why we stunk for 3.5 months to finish the year.
Well, my answer is both, because the Mets still need to add to their rotation. They have not added a thing to their starting rotation. So, obviously, I would like them to add some certainty to their rotation. But if you're asking me, I only can take one. I can only take Ranger Suarez on a 3-year, $70 million deal or Kyle Tucker on a 3-year, $150 million deal. My answer would be Kyle Tucker. And the reason I would say that is I think he would have more of an impact over the 162 than a guy who's taking the ball 30 times a year. And I think Kyle Tucker is better at his job than Suarez or Valdez is at their job. It doesn't mean I don't believe the pitching needs to be addressed, But again, if you're giving me the choice and the impact I think they would have over a 162-game season, my answer would be Kyle Tucker.
What was the biggest issue last year? It ultimately became starting pitching, not necessarily the rotation, but how shallow that rotation was.
Yeah.
And the fact that those guys couldn't get deep into games.
Especially in the second half of the year, was an abomination.
Right. And now maybe that changes a little bit because Clay Holmes now is used to being a starting pitcher.
And Nolan McLean, full year here.
Right, 100%. Either of those young guys, too. McLean, obviously, but Sproat maybe as well. It just feels like if you don't address it, and it seems like they're not going to address it in free agency, you're relying almost solely on hope of young players figuring it out.
Which is not ideal, and that's why I say I want them to address the rotation, but I want to be fair to the man's question, which is you can only do one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer Kyle Tucker. I think he makes a greater impact on improving this team overall. That's not to say they couldn't use a starting pitcher.
Right. I would agree with you, but I also feel like having a starting pitcher, an ace, so to speak, gives you peace of mind. And you don't have that right now.
I don't know if Ranger Suarez or Framber Valdez are aces. I think they're upgrades. I think they would be really good to this rotation. But again, I hate to simplify it. I don't think either one of them is as good at their job as Kyle Tucker is at his. Right. And I think what we should do with Tucker...
Well, that means that David Stearns is definitely not paying them.
I would doubt it unless they're taking short-term deals.
Right.
I mean, isn't that the track record we've now learned about David Stearns? Unless you are incredibly unique the way Soto and Yamamoto were.
And young,
which is part of the uniqueness. Yep. You're not getting a long-term offer. What you may get is a high AAV short-term offer, which is, I think, exactly what they would try to do if they signed either Framber Valdez or Ranger Suarez. Chris in Manhattan. What's up, Chris?
Hey, guys, definitely an exciting day here for New York sports. I think the Mets have a great chance of getting Tucker, and I think there's two reasons. First off, I think I always want to sign a guy who has something to prove, and I think he has something to prove. I think it's advantageous for him to sign a short-term, a 3-year deal with an opt-out. With the CBA coming, he can reevaluate where he is, and he can opt out, or he can continue with the Mets, number one. So I think it's beneficial for both parties. But second, guys, and I'm sure you know this, and I don't know how much this plays into Tucker's mindset, there are a lot of connections currently on the Mets with Tucker, including his hitting coach for all those years in Houston, both of them, one of the scouting guys. So, maybe Tucker went away from the Astros and said, man, I had a bad year. I want to reconnect with some of those people. So that could be an intangible that we don't know about yet, and hopefully that might play for the Mets.
I mean, I can't dismiss it, but I think it's a stretch. I think ultimately it's going to come down to money and what gives him his best offer.
It always does.
It always does. But, I could see trying to stretch it to his connection with the new Astros.
If everything is equal and having your old hitting coach from Houston in the Mets, orbit makes you feel more comfortable, everything equal money-wise, maybe that is the way to go. But if everything is equal money-wise, and this is what we started with a segment ago, Evan, and it's the Dodgers, and it's a short-term opt-out laden deal.
He's going to the Dodgers.
He's going to the Dodgers,
I don't think Troy Snitker's making the difference.
100%, because you are not fully, because anything can happen, but almost guaranteed to win with the Dodgers. And I'm not saying a championship, but you're winning in the regular season, you're getting to the postseason, and you're having a chance to give yourself a massive legacy. It is not that way with the Mets right now.
You're guaranteeing yourself an October stage.
Yes.
And I believe that success in October will sometimes add some shekels to your bank account.
Right.
I think it happened a couple of decades ago with Carlos Beltran. He was always a wonderful player, but he also entered free agency after a historic October. If he didn't have that historic October because he was still in Kansas City, I don't know if he gets the same contract. So you're right. It doesn't mean you're guaranteed a championship, but you are guaranteed that October stage, which, by the way, Kyle Tucker's already had. He's already proven he can play in October.
Great point.
I think we look for connections like, he knows Troy Snitker. He likes Citi Field, even though his numbers at Citi Field are terrible. At the end of the day, the Mets have to make the best offer. And the other thing is, and I've heard this from numerous people, there is a feeling that he prefers not to go to Canada. Now, how true is that? I don't know.
We got to get to the bottom of that at some point because it feels like every offseason we have that same conversation.
I guess there's
somebody doesn't want to go to Canada.
Dude, when given the option, Duncan or Tim Hortons? You going Duncan?
It's true. I mean, think about it, Tiki. If you were made a big offer between an American city and a Canadian city, aren't you partial to staying in the good old U.S. of A?
I don't know, man. If you ask me if I could live in France or London right now, I might just go across the ocean.
Such a globalist.
Yeah. I just like to travel.
I get you.
Even if it's temporary, it's all good.
Glenn is in Clifton, New Jersey. What's up, Glenn?
What's up?
Good morning, gentlemen. And that in itself feels weird saying good morning. But, yeah. Listen, the Mets, we got to get over it already. Pete, I loved him when he was on the team. But the errors and the clubhouse is a huge thing. And you mentioned that. I believe there was something seriously wrong with that clubhouse. It was the same clubhouse the year before. Well, no, it changed last year. But the year before, who was the glue that held that team together?
But I don't think, Glenn, and I've never said this.
Jose Iglesias.
I don't think Pete Alonso's departure has to do with his presence in the clubhouse. I think his departure has everything to do with years, how they feel he's going to age, and the way they viewed him defensively as a first baseman. I'm not dismissing the locker room stuff, even though I tend to dismiss the locker room stuff. I just don't think Pete Alonso's involved in that. I think this came down to kind of the same thing it came down to a year ago. They didn't want Pete Alonso on a long-term deal. Right. They ultimately got him back on a short-term deal, and I don't think anything changed from 24 to 25 to now 26. And I am trying to get over it. Like, I'm still disappointed he's not here, but everything can't always come back to Pete Alonso.
No, it doesn't. I mean, if you want to talk about Brandon Nimmo and Jeff McNeil, maybe you can start talking about the locker room stuff. I don't think Pete was that. Pete felt like I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to be my goofy self. I'm not disruptive or antagonistic with anybody based on personality. That's not Pete. Pete just kind of sits in the room and has fun.
And also the handling of him in free agency was the same. So it's not like there was all of a sudden an about face with it. They didn't want to give him a long-term deal. And they're consistent on it because even a player like Kyle Tucker, who's still in his 20s, they also don't want to give him a long-term deal. There's no report of the Mets offering him a 7 or 8 year deal. And I'll ask you this, Tiki, because you're the most intellectually honest when it comes to this. If I gave you a choice, Kyle Tucker says to you, you're David Stearns, except you're Tiki Barber, you run the Mets.
Right.
Kyle Tucker says,
that'd be fun.
Kyle Tucker says, I'm going to sign with you. I just want to let you know.
Okay.
But I'm going to give you the choice between 2 contracts.
Okay.
You get to decide what you
Kyle
want to sign.
Tucker is telling this to me.
Correct.
Okay.
Either I'll take your 3-year, $150 million deal, $50 million a year. I will sign that today. Or I'll take a 7-year deal at $40 million a season. $10 million less per year in AAV, but the contract lasts 4 more years. You're Tiki Barber. You run the New York Mets. Yeah. It's your choice. Which one do you want to sign him for?
Well, Kyle, you don't know my owner very well. His name is, Steve Cohen. He's got billions of dollars. If I have to eat $10 million, $30 million, that's fantastic because you stink. But if you really suck and I got to eat $120 million, hell no. You're out.
So,
3-year deal.
Bingo. And I agree with you.
Right.
Like, the difference I think I have with Stearns is that I'll be willing to go further just to get the player I want.
Right.
But if you're giving me the choice in preference, why wouldn't I want a short-term deal? Because you hit it right on the head. Let's say Kyle Tucker can't handle New York, which is a possibility.
Right. And I'm assuming if you have a 7-year deal, you're getting some sort of no trade.
Yeah.
You're getting some kind of protection against getting moved or thrown to the Athletics.
Well, I got news for you. If you suck and can't handle New York, the no trade's not going to matter. No one's going to want you.
That's true.
Especially for that contract.
That's true.
But if it turns out that he's Jason Bay or he's whomever you want to bring up, it's much easier to buy out or move on or pay down 3 years as opposed to 7 years. So I do agree with I'd rather have the guy on a short-term deal. Where there'll be disagreement is if Kyle Tucker says, I prefer the long-term deal, and I'm not going to sign with you on a short-term deal. And that's where we could argue, is it worth going to 6 or 7 years for Kyle Tucker?
I wonder if the other Major League Baseball teams are in that same boat that it feels like the Mets might be in, at least what we as fans are talking about. You're worried about the CBA negotiation. You're worried about potential cap. It's not going to ever happen, but you still have to have a contingency for it.
You think that's what it's about?
I don't know, but I just wonder sometimes because I know we as high-moneyed fans of or high-moneyed teams, and we're fans of them. we think about that. Why isn't Steve Cohen making any moves? Why isn't Hal Steinbrenner making any moves? Is it because they're worried about what's going to happen if there is a salary cap in a year or 2 years? I wonder if other teams are doing the same.
I believe, and I don't know this for sure, and I don't think David Stearns or Steve Cohen or Hal Steinbrenner will ever admit this. I don't believe this is about the CBA. I think this is a philosophy. I think that David Stearns' philosophy is, I'll pay for guys.
Right.
But I don't want to do it over a 5, 6, 8, 9, 10-year deal.
Right.
Unless you're incredibly unique like Juan Soto or Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Right. I trust that those guys are going to be fine when they're 35. Kyle Tucker, maybe not so much.
Alphonse is calling from Staten Island. What's going on, Alphonse?
What's going on, guys? How's everything? Good morning.
All's good. What's up?
Good morning.
I just got a quick question. I'm at work right now, but I got to be fast. Let me ask you a question. Why is everybody complaining about how much we offered Kyle Tucker? They're not paying for him. Who cares? Give the guy $80 million a year.
I think
Kyle Tucker, Framber Valdez, and Ranger Suarez. I'll see you guys down in New York City at the end of the year.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right. I like that. I think that there's a few camps here. Camp number one is the I can't let Pete Alonso go camp. And that would be, hey, how come they didn't do this for Pete Alonso? How come they did that? Which I get and is fair, but that's one reason. The other reason, and I'm not saying Sean's doing it, is you're going to get the non-Met fan pointing at Kyle Tucker's salary saying, how do you pay that guy $50 million a year? It's what we do as fans. And we say, is he worth that amount of money? Because you'll hear that. You'll hear the non-Met fan point at the salary and say he's not that kind of player.
This will be the time where I have to speak up for Yankee fans. Don't you dare make fun of Met fans for that. Because how did we, spend $30 million on players and nobody was doing that? It's part of it. You have the money, you spend it. That's it.
I agree. I don't care. I'm not freaking out over it.
We'd be big-time hypocrites if we were Yankee fans asking that.
And I think the third camp, and this is more rational, is that if they give Kyle Tucker $50 million a year, would there be room to buy other pieces? Because we know the rotation, as we talked about, still needs to be addressed. And so even though MLB doesn't have a salary cap, if you're under the assumption, the way Yankee fans are, that Hal Steinbrenner's got, a number he's not going above, is there a number Cohen's not going above? And if that's the case, are you better off building the team in a way in which you're not allotting $50 million a year to Kyle Tucker? I think those are where the camps are coming from in terms of complaining how much money he's making. I'm on a very simple camp, Teak, which is I know if they don't sign this player, they are not going to be able to nearly improve this offense.
Right.
To
there's
that
just
level.
there's not enough other available free agents that are needle moving.
Well, there's no one on his level. I mean, Cody Bellinger is not as good as Kyle Tucker, and the Mets are not getting Cody Bellinger because if the Yankees are stuck on 5 years and Bellinger wants 7, the Mets aren't outbidding the Yankees for Bellinger.
And nor do they want to go 5 or 7 years.
Exactly. So if it's not Tucker and it's clearly not Bellinger, now you're looking at the trade market, and we're just creating fake trades in our head. So how are you improving this offense if you don't add Tucker? And that's why I'm simplistic. I'm not getting caught in how much money it is. He's a good player. He makes the team better. Let's freaking go. I know I'd feel better about this offseason. Doesn't mean I would celebrate it. Doesn't mean I'd say this is the best thing they could have done, because I think eventually once the offseason is done, once the painting has been completed, it is absolutely fair to relitigate everything. It's tough to do in the middle of it because it's not over yet. But I know right now this makes the team better.
Right. We talked about this the other day. You evaluate what happens in free agency. You evaluate what happens when the season starts, when post pitchers and catchers, you're in spring training. What does your roster look like? And then ultimately, it's how the season goes. That's when you evaluate what happened in this offseason. It's just there's 3 levels to this right now. The Mets, let's face it, as are the Yankees, they're failing step 1 because it's not exciting. It's not encouraging. It doesn't give us hope that we're headed towards a championship. But you never know what's going to actually happen or transpire once they, roll the balls out and put their gloves on.
Let me give you a football analogy to describe the baseball offseason right now for the Mets and the Yankees. Imagine we're sitting here in late June. It's late June. And the Jets and Giants offseason is nowhere near complete. The Jets don't have a quarterback. The Giants haven't, either replaced or re-signed Wan'Dale Robinson. The offensive line is still a question.
I don't know if we're in June yet.
No, we are in June. I'll tell you why. 1 month from today, pitchers and catchers report.
Yeah. No, we're in June.
We're in June.
We
We're in
actually
late
might
June.
be flirting with July.
We're in July.
No, you're right. It might be Independence Day around the corner.
It's the 4th of July, and we're looking at the Jets and Giants roster, and we're like, what the hell is this?
Who's starting a quarterback for you guys? Don't know yet. We haven't signed him.
Now, can you imagine that scenario?
Oh, it'd be chaos.
Right. Now, the reality is...
we would be killing our respective GMs.
Of course.
Destroying them.
Now, the reality is we're going to know those answers in the middle of March. In fact, there's always that possibility that we'll get answers to the Jets and Giants offseason before we get final answers to the Mets and the Yankees offseason.
That's insane.
I mean, that would be really pushing it to the middle of March, but it could happen. I mean, remember 2 years ago, the Mets didn't sign J.D. Martinez until the last week of March.
Right. Yeah,
So-
look, we should be used to this by now because this happens every year for the last 3 or 4 years. Some of the biggest names, they don't sign until right up into it. And sometimes that's bad because they're not in shape or they have to have, I don't know, these simulated games in order to get themselves in baseball readiness. So it's not good for the teams to start, but if they're good enough, it's worth it.
And think about this. Yesterday, something incredible happened in local baseball. Incredible happened. The New York Yankees made what may be deemed a minor trade. I would say it's an important trade, acquiring Ryan Weathers, son of David Weathers. So now you may have two sons of former Yankees. But Ryan Weathers is a good left-handed starter. He's missed a lot of time to injuries, but he's under team control for a few more years. He's 26. He throws 97.
Still has an option left?
Yes. And he has high potential.
Option year.
Right. They could send him down. That's what he's basically saying. And he's got high potential, especially with a rotation that may start shorthanded. Now, you may say, why is that such a big deal? It could be a big deal.
I didn't even pay attention to that.
Ryan Weathers is the first major leaguer the Yankees have acquired from outside the organization this entire offseason.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
So all those moves, they were minor league.
What moves did they make? They re-signed Ahmed Rosario.
Right. Trent Grisham.
They kept Trent Grisham. They have not added a major leaguer to their roster from outside the organization until yesterday afternoon when they acquired Ryan Weathers from the Miami Marlins.
And why are you Met fans complaining? The Yankees have done nothing.
Because we're different.
the Yankees were in the postseason last year.
Well, no, also
Right,
we're
it's different.
We're different.
Right.
That would be like me saying to a Knicks fan complaining about losing a playoff game, why are you complaining? You're in the playoffs. Like, we're on different levels. It's like you guys, the Giants are about to be on a different level than the Jets. We can't hold ourselves to the exact same standard. We root for different teams, and sometimes those teams are very separated from each other. But that was a good under-the-radar trade by the New York Yankees. I think Ryan Weathers has a chance to make a very positive impact on this team early in the season. And if he pitches well, I could also see him as a major weapon out of the bullpen late in the season, especially if the rotation eventually gets healthy the way you expect.
That sweeper is a lefty, no doubt. Bring him out of the pen.
Look at you doing your scouting report.
I'm all over it. This is a classic Cashman move, though. Let's be real.
Under the radar, you gave up marginal prospects
100%.
for him.
If he hits, Cashman could point to, look, we're always identifying these trades. If he doesn't, everybody forgets he made the trade and nobody criticizes him.
Unless one of those prospects becomes like really good.
True. That would take something fishy going on down in Miami.
See what you did. Let's go to Greg in Queens. What's going on, Greg?
Hey, Evan. Long-time listener to the Rico. Good morning to the both of you. First of all,
what's up?
My question is related to Lucas Giolito. I'm not sure if you've brought him up on the Rico before, but I think he would be a great fit. You could get him on something like the Frankie Montas contract. He doesn't have a bad ERA. The only year it was bad was before he was injured, and I think that was onset injury, early onset injury.
And before that, he would take the ball every 5 days. That was the most appealing part about Giolito. He wasn't always great, but, man, he was reliable.
Yeah, I mean, he has a bunch of innings. So I just wanted to know what your opinion was on bringing him in on, I'm pretty sure it was a 2 for $18 contract. And Tiki, I wanted to say I'm grateful to you because you signed a ball for my father when he was part of the organization.
Oh, that's cool,
Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Look at that.
You're welcome, Greg.
Tiki never says no to an autograph.
Of course not.
Have you ever said no to an autograph?
I do not think so.
There was never a moment, maybe you're at the airport, maybe you're about to board, it's just an uncomfortable situation, maybe you're out to dinner. There was never a moment where you said,
the
I'm sorry.
hardest times to say yes? I mean, I always do. When it's, 14 degrees walking into a Giants game at MetLife, and there's guys with these big boards of cards and they want me to sign. I mean, a couple of them are my neighbors. Like, they live in the town over from me, so I do it. But I'm like, Aren't you freezing? Because I'm freezing my ass off right here. But we get into a conversation and it goes quickly.
But you still do it.
I still do it.
That's the point. Like, there's never a moment where Tiki's like, no, I'll get you later, and then never come back. I'm mixed about Giolito. Like, I like his reliability.
Right.
But the Mets need, like, a top-of-the-rotation arm. And while I don't think Framber Valdez or Ranger Suarez are aces, I think they're closer to top of the rotation than Lucas Giolito.
Well, he gets you innings. I think that's the idea.
And they could have used that last year.
Of course, because that was the issue with Mets pitching. You couldn't get deep into games. But Lucas Giolito, to me, feels maybe a tick above, but it's just Tyler McGill, David Peterson, Clay Holmes. It's all the same person. And so you don't have an ace right now. Even Kodai Senga doesn't feel like he's not the ace.
Assuming he's even on the team.
Right. So who's your ace? So you don't have one right now.
Right now, I define aces by who gets the ball on opening day. And to me, it's very easy.
But they're interchangeable and it doesn't matter.
Well, I know, look, it ultimately doesn't matter, especially if you like miss a week in spring training and you're not ready. But when you ask me on January 14th, who's your ace, the way I answer it is I envision opening day and I say, who am I giving the baseball to if everybody's healthy? And to me, it's not even question. It is open and shut. And I think we all know the answer, so we're going to say the name when I count to three all at the same time. The obvious ace right now for the New York Mets who should get the ball on opening day. When I say three, we all say his name. 1, 2, 3. Nolan McClain. What the hell was that?
Clay Holmes.
You said Clay Holmes?
He's earned that right. Nolan McClain was very short-lived. For opening day, Clay Holmes earned opening day.
What'd you say?
I said Nolan McClain.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, Nolan McClain.
Okay. I think Nolan McClain.
How can it be anybody other than Nolan McClain?
I'm looking to manage his innings here this year.
Oh, stop. No, you're not.
Plus, Evan can't go to opening day.
You know
I want him to be
like
McClain's first
McClain?
What's that?
You know why I like him? Because he was a football player. And football players don't take the soft way out.
Damn right.
So, Clay Holmes also a football player.
No, he wasn't. What was he, a punter?
I don't know. They gave away a football jersey when he was a Yankee.
See, this is a typical Sean Paul where he makes something up.
He completely made that up.
He hopes it's true.
Why would the Yankees give away a football jersey with Clay Holmes on it?
He's not. I can just look at him and say his body is not athletically built enough to be a football player. Unless he did it when he was in, like, I don't know, middle school.
This is not a good moment for me. They gave away a hockey jersey. I just remember.
Right. All right. Do you know the Met who is...
Well, if he's a hockey player, then he actually is tough.
That's true.
That's even more tough.
Do you know the Met who not only was a football player, but played football with a prominent New York football player? Did I phrase that correctly? Hold on. There's a guy on the Mets.
Brett Beatty.
Him and Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
I think Brett Beatty was the quarterback, if I'm not mistaken.
That makes sense.
Like,
I could see Brett Beatty as a quarterback.
Yeah, I think he was the high school quarterback.
Because he's got the hair. I bet he was probably the heartthrob. I could tell.
I could see it too. I also would think most baseball players that were football players in high school probably were their team's quarterbacks.
Why? Because they're the best athlete?
The best athlete on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can play baseball, because it's a hand-eye sport, and it means you're probably a good quarterback, thinker.
Yeah.
Baseball's a thinking sport.
Yeah, I get you. If you're just tuning in, John Harbaugh is meeting with the New York Giants today. When we come back, more details on that. If it's a good thing that they're getting the first interview. And yesterday, the owner of the Ravens, Steve Biscotti, did a whole press conference. It was fascinating. And in the midst of it, admitted he advised John Harbaugh on where he should go. We'll try to analyze that. It's Evan and Tiki until 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Those of us living in New Jersey got hit with a 20% electric rate increase. If your current heating system is over 15 years old, it's time for a new high-efficiency Carrier system. There's only one company to call for a new one. My friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts for over 38 years. Older heating systems waste gas, so get yours checked now and save money with EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Mike Tomlin stepping down as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers is a win-win for everybody. It is a win for fans of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh needed to move on. Mike Tomlin needs a fresh start. Obviously, it's a win for him. And for football fans, if he does TV this year, do you understand how good he's going to be talking about football on television? I think it's going to upgrade the experience massively. I think this is a win for all parties. I'm Nick Costers.
Looking for the best value on new tires? Get to Town Fair Tire. We honor every valid manufacturer's and competitor rebates and give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Hey, hockey fans, now with BetMGM, you can win a share of $10,000 in bonus bets when your anytime goal scorer nets 3. Enter BetMGM's Hat Trick Jackpot all season long for your chance to win some major bonus bets. It's easy. Just log in and opt into the promotion. Then make an anytime scorer bet on any hockey game of at least $10. If your player of choice scores 3 goals instead of just 1, you'll win your share of the $10K in bonus bets. There's nothing quite like watching a game with a hat trick, especially when it means you could win a share of $10,000 in bonus bets. Ready to shoot your shot? Download the app today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. New Jersey only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are bonus bets that expire in 7 days.
See what sets Mazda apart in the Mazda CX-5. The smart choice for those who expect more from their drive. With standard iActive all-wheel drive and advanced safety features, the CX-5 gives you confidence in every condition. Its effortless handling and responsive performance set it apart from the crowd. Inside, you'll find thoughtful, crafted design for comfort and connection. There's more to a Mazda. Lease the 2025 Mazda CX-5 for $209 a month. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Operating engineers Local 825 are the men and women who make our region move. So whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium, they build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure we rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build both New York and New Jersey.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
There has been no reporter more locked in on the Giants and the John Harbaugh pursuit than Ian O'Connor, longtime New York reporter. He will join us in an hour, so we'll get the latest on John Harbaugh and the Giants' pursuit. Here's what we know as of this hour. The Giants are meeting with John Harbaugh today. They're getting their one-on-one. There was also reports earlier this morning that John has narrowed his list down to 3 teams: the New York Giants, the Tennessee Titans, and the Atlanta Falcons. And it sounds as if, since the Giants are meeting him today, they're getting the first meeting. Yeah. Now, my gut reaction is I wouldn't want to get the first meeting, but you said earlier that this is preferred. Why?
I think it's preferred because if you make the right impression, if you sell him strongly enough, then he doesn't leave. He doesn't even consider going to Tennessee. Tennessee, like they have a similar situation. They have a young quarterback who might turn out to be really good, because we saw him, Cam Ward, get better as the season went on. It's a roster that's aged a little bit, especially defensively, but still has some of those pieces, and it's moldable. And it's Tennessee, right, which is a fantastic place to live.
Nashville's maybe one of the top 3 American
That's what I mean.
cities.
So it feels like, man, that's a destination. I mean, think about your family or friends that want to go on vacation now. They don't say, hey, I want to go out to Vegas. I want to go to – no, let's go to Nashville.
Yeah.
And the fan base there is when they're good, is raucous. We see this with the hockey. We see it with everything down there. So you don't want him to go experience what is a emerging, maybe really good location for a team. And Atlanta, forget it. If he goes to Atlanta, he's staying in Atlanta.
Because of the strip clubs?
No. No. He's
the wings at the strip clubs.
No, he is very religious. Don't even intimate that.
I was joking.
So it is. I think that Arthur Blank has so many resources. Read that as money to do whatever he asks for. You know that report that was debunked? He wants $20 million and $10 million for his staff. Arthur Blank could be like, all right, sure.
Yeah.
Want 5 extra just in case? and then Matt Ryan is just as the new president is such a relatable. Matt's one of the coolest people I've ever. One of my best, new friends that I have, because he's so down to earth and easy to just be around. And I think him working with John Harbaugh it's a home run. And so I think the opportunity is vastly growing in Tennessee, and in Atlanta it's a home run. So don't let him go see those places.
But your argument is exactly why I wouldn't want to be first, because I get the impression, and we'll get more information from Ian when he joins us in an hour, that John is gonna, as much as he may want the Giant job, want to be fair and give an interview to all 3 teams and really be open-minded about his next job. And if that's the case,
make him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah, I think that's a cliche.
Of course it's a cliche. That's why I said it.
I think he's going to Atlanta and he's going to Nashville. Like, as good as the Giants meeting may go today, I'd be surprised.
Okay, so if you were John Harbaugh, which job is more appealing?
If you're asking me, it's the Giants, but I'm saying I'd rather get the last impression.
Don't think of it from a fan standpoint. I'm thinking from a head coach who's not only dealing, because the coach isn't dealing with the fans. Mm-hmm. He's not. He might hear them, but he is not. It's not his deal.
Yeah,
he's dealing with the owner, the president of football operations, like the staff. Which one has the, I guess, most appeal to it now?
You're loading the question the way you want to ask it. Are you asking me which front office would I prefer to work for, or am I asking what job would I ultimately take?
Right.
Because there's a lot of elements to which job
first
I would
of all,
take.
Atlanta doesn't have a general manager right now.
Exactly.
So it's a wide open.
No, my answer,
which might be good for John Harbaugh.
Well, that's why if you're asking me specifically, see, you've been careful today with your way you're asking questions. They're very loaded. It's like you want a certain answer. If you're asking me which front office, just front office.
Owner, general manager, scouts,
just that,
etc.
The Atlanta Falcons. Mm-hmm. Based on that question, I would say Atlanta.
Right.
But if you're asking me if I'm looking at the entire picture, I'm looking at fan base, I'm looking at roster, I'm looking at living.
He doesn't care about the fan base. Well, he doesn't care. I promise you. A head coach does not make a decision based on a fan base. I know that's a grieving to us as fans.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, they don't care.
Let me phrase it a little bit differently because it's not fan base. Do you think John Harbaugh cares about Hall of Fame and legacy? Think that matters?
Of course.
Okay.
That's why you do those things.
Okay. So he cares about his legacy.
Yes.
Fair or not, I think your legacy is always enhanced by winning with a franchise like the Giants.
Or winning at a franchise that has never not won.
Both of those franchises have never won.
That's right. So if you win, just like Sean Payton, Sean Payton in New Orleans is a legend.
Yeah.
A legend.
In New Orleans.
He left them high and dry.
In New Orleans.
No, Sean Payton is revered, I think, across the league.
I get that, but I'm talking about enhancing your Hall of Fame legacy. I think New York helps. It doesn't hurt. And so from that standpoint.
No, I think you're wrong, Evan. Here's why. Because if you win, say he comes to New York and he wins a championship, but just wins one championship, he's a Hall of Famer because he's now won 2 championships, the first to ever do it.
Assuming Sean Payton doesn't do it this year.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe the first or second ever to do it with 2 different organizations. You're one of 3 coaches who have won Super Bowls here.
So you're saying it doesn't even. Oh, I got you.
And so if you have one good season and win a Super Bowl, and the other, let's say 7 are just kind of middling and average. Are you a legendary New York Giants
You're
head
still
coach?
behind Bill Parcells and Tom Coughlin.
100%.
That's fair.
Whereas if you go to Atlanta,
that's
just like Sean Payton went to New Orleans and you win a Super Bowl and they've never done it, you are the toast of the town.
No, that is fair.
They build you a statue.
That is
I'm
fair.
surprised they haven't done that for Sean Payton in New Orleans, to be quite honest with you.
There are 2 franchises in this 3-franchise hunt who have never won.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's fair that could be an advantage. But I think ultimately, like when I say, because I'm really being an IFO, no offense to you guys, I'm not a Giant legend and I'm not the host of 18 different Giant podcasts. I'm a Jet fan who most of the time is bitter against the Giants. I'm being as fair as I can. I think the Giant job is the most appealing.
I do too, but I'm just telling you that other things that are considerations favor Tennessee or Atlanta.
Right, which is why I wouldn't want them to get a chance to see him.
Which is why I don't want him to even get there.
No, I get it. I guess we have the same opinion. It's just backwards.
It's just backwards, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The one thing that's clear amongst this whole pitch, and the finishing touch is sending the private plane and flying him today, is that the Giants still instinctually believe that they are the New York Giants. That they matter as an organization. They're going to show you how classy they are and everything. And I think this has been a great Chris Mara going there. They have pulled out all the stops. So if he leaves here, goes to Atlanta, Tennessee, doesn't end up leaving there and signs, that then becomes a pivot point to the Giants where, sure, we're going to talk about who the coach has to be, but then the Giants need to have a little self-realization and realize they may not be the Giants who they think they are anymore.
Right. Well,
and whether that's because of the front office stuff, and, who knows, maybe Joe Shane held back while he got hot. Whatever the reason is that John Harbaugh doesn't pick here if he doesn't come pick here, the Giants better clean that up because this is like the coach on the market at the crucial time, and you can't act like the Giants anymore if you don't get John Harbaugh now after everything you've done.
Here's why it will not happen, because Arthur Blank will send his plane to get John Harbaugh from here, and Matt Ryan will send his plane to take him home.
Oh, God. Are they nicer planes?
Yes.
I think that
we flew on Matt Ryan's G whatever multiple times.
Oh, boy.
So what is Steve Tisch's, a twin propeller here?
I don't know, but I don't think it's the state-of-the-art plane that Matt Ryan has.
So now you're scaring Giant fans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me, there is money in Atlanta.
Well, so let me ask you this then.
Hot Atlanta.
If John Harbaugh leaves the meeting to go to another meeting, so he does his day with the Giants, as being reported by Adam Schefter, and now he flies to Atlanta, will your level of confidence he's taking the Giants go down? Like, if he doesn't sign that contract now, would it make you think, wow, they're going to miss out on him?
So the way you're positioning this, Evan, that he's going to see all three.
That's my guess.
If that is how he's truly thinking about this, I would have rather have gone last.
That's my point.
No, you're right.
You're just not believing that he's going to do that, that if he falls in love with the Giants, he'll just take the job.
I'm not even saying what I believe he's going to do. I'm saying the Giants need to make it so he doesn't want to go see the other team.
Gotcha.
So that's what the challenge is. Because as soon as he leaves, you have no control anymore. Right now, the Giants have control over their narrative to John Harbaugh. As soon as he goes to Atlanta or to Tennessee, they've lost control. They're not going to be in touch with him because he's going to be meeting with the Titans.
I just get
meeting with the Falcons.
I get the impression that a guy who is a head coach free agent, who is clearly serious about taking another job, who did his pre-interviews over the last couple of days, I take him as the kind of guy that will do his complete due diligence and not just accept the job from the first meeting he has. That he will meet with these three teams like LeBron met with a bunch of teams, like Kevin Durant met with a bunch of teams, and then ultimately say, okay, here's my decision. And how great would it be if John Harbaugh follows LeBron and puts it live on NFL Network? He sits at a table and says, all right, here's my decision.
I'm taking my talents
to wherever.
To Hot Atlanta.
Now, yesterday.
That was my prediction yesterday.
Yes. Yesterday, Steve Biscotti, the owner of the Baltimore Ravens, and credit to him, he did a 1-hour press conference.
1 hour? Are you kidding?
He sat there for an hour and answered every
That's
question.
unprecedented.
Kind of is, right?
I'm trying to think of an owner that's done that.
Now, that was background on this. Biscotti has not spoken to anybody in Baltimore's media for 4 years.
Okay. He does. Why has he needed to?
Well, he hasn't needed to, but that was the big story at Baltimore. The reason he went for an hour is because, like, unlike other owners that appear every year, it's just like 5 years worth of questions.
Your team is winning. You have an MVP. You have a head coach who is your CEO and handles everything. You don't need to hear from me. We don't suck.
Yeah. No, I get that.
What question do you have for Steve Biscotti when you're a couple wins away from the Super Bowl?
What was so amazing, though, is I watched the whole thing. He was wildly entertaining because he was honest.
Yeah.
And so the one clip, I have a bunch of clips, but the first clip I have to play for you is that Steve Biscotti was asked about where he thinks John Harbaugh is going to go. I think this is the answer that most relates to all of us. The other stuff is interesting and fun, but listen to Steve Biscotti's answer on, hey, what do you think John Harbaugh is going to do?
You know, you can bet he's not going to take a job that doesn't have a quarterback. He's a little too young. He's a little too old to be sitting around saying, what's the draft look like, and how many picks do you have? And let's start studying those college quarterbacks. So I only thought there was a couple jobs out there. I told him the one that I thought he could should take, and we'll see if I manifest correctly.
I want to know what job he's recommending.
He said the Giants. There's no doubt.
I think it's the Giants. I agree with you.
100% is the Giants. Because it's not Atlanta. If he prefaced it, that's the same clip. That's not cut up.
No,
that's the same clip. So his thought process is, what team has a quarterback that has a head coaching availability right now? It's not Atlanta, because Michael Penix is not your future yet in Atlanta. It's maybe Tennessee.
Maybe, but Tennessee's in the AFC. Is he recommending that?
And
exactly.
He's also not.
He doesn't want to compete against.
He's not saying Tennessee because remember Brian Billick said F the Titans after they beat them in the playoffs. So
it is the Giants.
It's the Giants. Steve Biscotti advised John Harbaugh to go to the Giants, but when have you ever heard an owner just so freaking honest like that? Like, yeah.
Right. It's not the Cardinals because they don't have one. So let's assume you're right. Your instinct is right. He's not going to put him in the AFC that we have to then compete against unless we get to a Super Bowl. It's the NFC. That's the Giants, the Cardinals, the Falcons.
Do you want to hear more Steve Biscotti brutal honesty?
All right, hold on, because I am now 3 calls into this. Evan, it's Biscotti. It is not the cookie. It is not Biscotti.
My apologies. Biscotti. All right, thank you. Anyhow, you want to hear more of a Steve Biscotti saying brutally honest things?
Yes, please.
All right. How about the one where he's asked, hey, Mr. Biscotti, if Tyler Loop makes that field goal, does John Harbaugh remain the head coach? That's a great question.
That is a great question.
Here is the owner's honest answer.
If Tyler Loop makes that field goal, is John Harbaugh still here coaching this team?
For a week.
Damn!
For a week. Okay.
For a week. Dude, that is cold-blooded.
How about, would you like
so this was over then?
It was done, yeah.
It had run its course, and it was over.
And that's what my gut was after he was fired. I compared it to the Joe Girardi situation where the Yankees did go on a run.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't lose in the first round at Cleveland. Like, they got to the 7th game of the ALCS, and yet they still said goodbye to Joe Girardi, and it was a predetermined we're moving on. And so clearly it was we're done with him.
I think it was Jimmy Traina yesterday had the tweet that was Mike Tomlin is pissed that Tyler Loop missed that field goal because he basically had to sit out in the cold an extra week when he knew he was done anyway.
Right.
Kind of reminds me of this answer.
Speaking of Mike Tomlin, in the middle of Steve Bisciotti's press conference, the Mike Tomlin news broke. Would you like to hear Steve Bisciotti's honest response to the Mike Tomlin news?
Can't wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is.
He did? Is it official?
That's what I keep hearing. So, is he a candidate here?
Holy shit, Mike, wouldn't that be awesome? Only if John takes the Pittsburgh job. Wow, wouldn't that be interesting? I don't know, that thing last week maybe disqualified him from my opening after our kicker missed a kick to let them advance. Good for Mike. Yeah, I don't know. Talk to him. I love Mike. I mean, I've admired Mike for 18 years, and that's really shocking that he did it that way. But yeah, that's kind of crazy.
I love the way he was so stunned by it.
Well, you could tell he's thinking in real time.
Yeah. How do I answer
I kind of
this?
like Steve Bisciotti.
Oh, I love the guy. I wish he would buy all my teams now. And finally, this is the last one. This one is
That's an owner you love because he's not trying to put on a facade.
He's just telling you the deal, whether you agree with him or not.
He's not like trying to be somebody. He's just me. Really?
Well, I'm curious your thoughts on this.
Okay.
This is a more serious question. Will Lamar Jackson have say in the next head coach of the Baltimore Ravens? Now, when Joe Shane was asked this about Jackson Dart, he was very douchey, and he laughed about it and said, come on, he's 22 years old. Obviously, Lamar Jackson is a multiple-time MVP, a little different. Here's Steve Bisciotti's answer to Lamar having some sway.
How much of a say will Lamar have in the head coach selection?
A lot of say, but he has no power. I have the power. They have opinions, and I want them all. I care about my players very much, but I can't give them power.
How about that answer?
That's baller.
That is baller.
That's the right answer.
It's a perfect answer.
Okay, he'll have a say, but he has no power.
Yeah. And I think that's the way
Right.
it should be, and it's said respectfully, I think, but it's also said in a powerful way, which is, I'm the freaking owner.
Right.
I dropped a few $1 billion for this team, but I want to hear all opinions. And
And
so
he should talk more often.
Seriously.
Because it gives you faith in ownership.
I agree.
Because you listen to other owners, and it's like, just shut up. He makes you feel like he's a fan, but he understands that he's being real. You understand, like, the fan needs you to be real, not this billionaire in an ivory tower. I love this press conference. I wish I would have listened to it now.
Oh, dude, go back and listen to it because there's many more clips I didn't even cut. He was
Right.
wildly entertaining and really interesting. And I learned a lot from that answer on how Joe Shane should have handled his question. Because remember, Joe Shane was asked, will Jackson Dart have any say? And he mocked it. He's
Right.
22 years old. I think Steve Bisciotti's answer was exactly what Joe Shane should have said, which is, look, I'm going to make the decision or ownership's going to make the decision. But of course I'd love to hear his opinion.
Yeah.
Like we value all opinions because I've said this to you before about leadership. My view of leadership is I want to be surrounded by people that disagree with me. It's what made Lincoln great. It's why he put together a team of rivals. He didn't put a bunch of sycophants around him. And so I think in a lot of ways that's what ownership is saying there, which is I want to hear all opinions, but I want to make very clear he has no power.
Right. He's not telling me who to hire.
I have the power.
Right. I'm hiring Mike McDaniel, whether he likes it or not.
That's not going to happen. That's your official Ravens prediction, by the way.
Why not?
From yesterday. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Why? Because you don't like Mike McDaniel because he was a Miami Dolphin head coach and beat you guys consistently?
I think that, and you know what's funny? Listening to Biscotti, he's very open to giving a head coach a second opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, if you listen to it, you'd be more emboldened
right.
by Mike McDaniel.
Right.
I think he's going to end up sitting out, or not sitting out a year, but OCing for a year. I think he'll have good interviews. I just don't see him as the guy who's immediately getting another job.
Yeah.
Just an impression I get, but we'll find out.
He'd be a fun OC for the New York. Because he
Jets? I agree.
No, Giants.
Oh, Giants.
For the New York. What a tease.
I mean, he'd be a good OC for the Jets.
Because he loves we think it's all passing. The passing game is important, obviously, and it's hit. You see all these hit plays, these big plays. It's all the run game. It's the same thing with Sean McVay. Like, it all sets up the pass game because the run game is so innovative. I would love that for this team.
He'd be a hell of an OC.
Yeah.
I would absolutely endorse that for any team, and he'll probably be one of the highest paid OCs if he doesn't get a head coaching job.
I agree.
Let's go to Jake down in Memphis. What's up, Jake?
Hey, Jake.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're good.
I love the show.
Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, man. What's up?
So, hypothetically, what if the Giants sneak into the playoffs next year, but the offense is a little underwhelming, and in 2027 they reach out to Dable? Would that be enough time for him to come back as the OC? Second question, real quick,
question.
and I put it out there. Evan, I'm from Memphis, so that makes me a de facto. I moved to Memphis, de facto Grizzly fan. What would you give up for him to go to the Nets? And that's it. Those are the two questions. Thanks.
Filler. That's what I would give up. I've thought about this. I would take a shot on Ja, but I can't give up draft pick capital, and I don't think I have to because it feels like Ja's value right now.
What does Memphis want? What do the Grizzlies want?
They want picks. They want really good picks, and the Nets could offer that, but it doesn't feel like there's a robust market for Ja. I almost look at the Trae Young trade and say that. I give you filler. I take him back, so it's a positive for you because you're moving on from Ja, and I have a chance to rehabilitate him with either the option of flipping him in a year or two with his value re-enhanced, or maybe helping him be a part of the solution. In fact, the Nets have just done that with Michael Porter Jr. When they traded Cam Johnson for Michael Porter Jr., the Nets had to take a freaking pick with Michael Porter Jr. Meanwhile, Michael Porter Jr. is 50 times better than Cam Johnson, and now the Warriors and the Pistons are falling all over themselves to trade for my guy.
Yeah.
So I would view Ja, this is my middle ground with other Net fans who don't want to touch him. My middle ground is, let's Michael Porter him.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that would work. I can't believe Ja is already on the outs. I guess. Yeah. Whatever. It's a different discussion. But to answer his question about Dabes, so Vance Joseph was head coach in Denver, and they fired. And then 5 years later,
is that how long it took?
He became the defensive coordinator.
2018, he was fired. Worked with the Cardinals from 19 to 22. 2023 came back to Denver. So 18 to 23.
Right. So 18 to 23, he was not there. He came back, and now he's great. Now he's interviewing for head coaching jobs again because the Denver defense has been fantastic, leading the league in sacks. That's not going to happen in that short of a time frame for Dabes. One, because I think Dabes is going to get hired somewhere, and he's going to be great as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, so why would he leave for a lateral job?
Right.
I agree with you. He's taking an OC job this year.
Right. And so, to me, and I predicted this when our what do we call them? Those
our year-long predictions in sports.
Yes. Mine was Dabes is going to be on a staff that goes on it for a team that goes to a Super Bowl and wins the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So I don't think he's leaving wherever he goes to come back here in a lateral move.
Tiki's going to nail that prediction because he said Dabes is going to be on the staff of a team that either gets or wins the Super Bowl. I forget if it was win or get there. And here's why I know you're going to be right. When the Eagles fired Kevin Petula yesterday, the thought popped into all of our heads.
Yep.
Brian Daboll is going to rejoin
did
forces.
They fire Petula? They said there's going to be a new offensive coach. Is he still there?
That's a good question. Their statement was a little weird.
It was ambiguous. I couldn't tell if they fired him or it's like, all right, you're going to go back and be the quarterback coach.
I think Sirianni and him are very close, so he probably took care of him in another light.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But he's not the offensive coordinator,
Right.
and there's no doubt now Brian Daboll is going to be the next OC of the Philadelphia Eagles. And as much as you guys like it or not, or I like it or not, what do the Eagles do after a disappointing year? They get to the Super Bowl. So you're going to nail the Dabes pick, and you're going to nail it in a way that's offensive to most Giant fans.
They're getting to another Super Bowl while John Harbaugh and Jackson Dart combine on the Giants. Good luck.
That answer right there is why there's a part of me that doesn't want you to have too much success. Because you get arrogant even before you have success. You know what I mean?
No, he hasn't even signed yet. He's not even our coach yet.
He's not even your coach, and he's talking trash.
I'm just preparing myself.
Okay.
It's been a long time. We got to be back.
Tell you, this conversation we're having about John Harbaugh, it just proves what we said 2 days ago is so true. Nothing else is moving. Nothing. No, you're not hearing anything about any other coach going anywhere except for John Harbaugh.
Yeah, and we did the coach bingo yesterday, and as I was doing like the Raider research, I thought to myself, have they spoke to anyone?
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, you're right. Where is all the movement?
There isn't any.
John Harbaugh is the Juan Soto of head coaching free agency.
That's right.
Jack is up in Michigan. Hey, Jack.
Hey, guys.
What's up, man?
So, big Jets fan for over 30 years. Live in Michigan now. So I was up front and seeing how awful Aaron Glenn was as a coach. They never had a top 10 defense in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why, the Lions had all the success was because of Ben Johnson, not because of Aaron Glenn. Mm-hmm. And the way he acts with the media and just the things he does, the way he thinks he's, better than everybody else, or just arrogance. I mean, I just would love the Jets to fire him. I mean, it's just no interceptions. I mean, it's embarrassing. I've never seen a Jets team, honestly, this bad on defense in my 30 years as a Jet fan.
The last part of your call, I can't argue with. I cannot argue with how bad his first year was. The first part of your call, I don't care what he did as DC of the Detroit Lions, good or bad. Right. It's irrelevant. He's a head coach. Number two, I don't care about his treatment in the media. The last part is your best argument, which is that year one was a disaster. But I just played a clip of Steve Bisciotti talking about John Harbaugh will only go to a place with a quarterback. The Jets would have been a disqualified team from jump. So just keep that in mind if the Jets pulled the trigger and were the 10th team with a coaching opening. 10th!
Yeah.
Look, they weren't going to get the pick of the litter.
Look, I don't think John Harbaugh is old at 63, but I doubt John Harbaugh has patience at 63. Only because he's been doing it from a head coaching standpoint, not just as a coordinator, but a head coaching standpoint for 18 years. The last thing you want to do is go someplace and have to babysit an organization trying to find its new quarterback. That's hard. I mean, look at the teams that have struggled with that. The Browns, the Giants. Think about all the teams that can't find their quarterback. It takes years off your life being that way. So John Harbaugh is definitely not going someplace. It doesn't have a viable option at quarterback going forward.
We'll get back to your calls in a second. A lot on the table. The Mets' pursuit of Kyle Tucker. The New York Giants are meeting with John Harbaugh. And also when we come back, why today is a huge day for the New York Jets. 888-808-1019. Evan and Tiki till the Carton Show at 2 o'clock.
This portion of the program was brought to you by Dr. Jay Shah at Samwell Pain Management. Visit samwellpain.com.
Dr. Jay Shah, specializing in minimally invasive and non-surgical treatments for neck, back, sciatica, migraines, and so much more, offers pain-relieving solutions. There are thousands of 5-star reviews who all trust Samwell Pain for all of their aches and pains. Visit samwellpain.com.
It's After Hours with Tommy Lugauer, 7 to midnight on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
Derek Jeter had it perfect throughout his playing career. Like, he played it perfectly. You're a big star, you play on the Yankees, you're in New York, you stay single throughout your career, or single meaning not married.
Get After Hours on demand, available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
Chris Stapleton's All-American Roadshow. August 26th at Northwell at Jones Beach Theater with special guest Carter Faith. Chris Stapleton's All-American Roadshow. On sale Friday, January 16th, 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Part of the Cadillac Tri-State Concert Series.
Orgavattazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. When fighting lymphoma, leukemia, or myeloma, the right care team makes a difference. Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Donato, Chief of Stem Cell Transplantation and Cellular Therapy at Hackensack University Medical Center's John Thurr Cancer Center. As the state's largest and most experienced CAR T-cell program, we pioneer life-saving options that empower your immune system to fight cancer. For personalized care in Hackensack or Neptune, call 833-CANCER-MD.
Cooper Electric and Southwire can help you pull wire 4 times faster. With Southwire's Simple Reel, setup is quick, installation is smooth, and once you use it, you'll never want to do a job without it. You can rent it or buy it today from Cooper Electric. Plus, with easy online ordering and local branches all across the tri-state, Cooper makes it simple to keep your projects moving. Visit cooper-electric.com today. That's cooper-electric.com. Cooper Electric, our knowledge is electric.
Kohl's new clearance markdowns are intense. Up to 70% off is the kind of deal that'll leave you feeling stunned and make you whisper things like, "Where have you been my whole life?" to a cardigan. Just take a deep breath, steady your cart, and try to act normal. But it's not possible. The savings are just too good. Shop new clearance markdowns now in-store and online at Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The New York Boat Show is at the Javits Center, January 21st through the 25th. Tickets at nyboatshow.com.
Sunday no longer a fun day? We've got specialists for that. Walking the dog, unleash, knee pain? We've got specialists for that. With 45 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
Make the smart choice, the Mazda CX-5. With standard all-wheel drive, advanced safety, and effortless handling, there's more to a Mazda than meets the eye. Lease your 2025 Mazda CX-5 for only $209 a month and elevate your journey wherever the road takes you. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Cloudy skies, high 52.
If you're sitting in traffic, you need to do something. Might as well call the fan. Let's chat about it now. Call the WFAN Sports Fan Helpline at 888-808-1019. Powered by Paramount Plus. Count on Paramount Plus to stream every NFL on CBS playoff game.
Today is a big day. We've already addressed it's a big day because the Mets are pursuing Kyle Tucker, and he very well could make a decision as early as today. It's a big day because the New York Giants are meeting with John Harbaugh, but in a few minutes I'll also explain why it's a big day, believe it or not, for the New York Jets.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. So we all know now by now, if you don't, John Harbaugh has taken Steve Tisch's private plane back to the New York, New Jersey area. This for me and Rappaport. Through today, the Giants are the only team that can hire a coach. Today is the first quote-unquote interview, but there have been countless conversations between Harbaugh and Giants brass. there is a chance he does not leave the building.
Wow.
Which is what I said.
Yes.
Now, that's just speculation that he doesn't leave the building, but it's what you need to do if you're the Giants. You don't want him to go to Tennessee and you lose control of the narrative. You don't want him to go to Atlanta and you lose control of the narrative. You have to find a way to if you really want him to get this done right now.
Yep.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
If he leaves the building without a contract and decides to go to Nashville or to go to Atlanta for another meeting, Sean, will you start to get very, very nervous? Or will you still exude a confidence of, we're going to get him? Don't worry. Calm down, everybody.
Look, will my confidence go down if he leaves the building? Yeah, but I can't call myself nervous because it just feels like John Harbaugh has been very precise and particular about this. And I don't think him leaving the building, that could just be him saying, I have promised myself I'm going to all three of these places and seeing how that works out. And that is where my lean probably still is. I think he will leave the building.
I agree. And I would be the voice of reason to calm every Giant fan down. Like, if he doesn't leave the building, great, and he's your guy, fantastic, congratulations, you got your guy. I ultimately think you're going to get your guy, but I do think he leaves the building and does all interviews, and I think eventually he comes back.
Right.
Because I think the Giants have the best opportunity for John Harbaugh.
I'm trying to remember previous hires. How many interviews has it taken to get a guy? Because I know there's the Zoom interview, so forget that. I'm talking about the in-person interview.
I think that this is very different than any other example you can come up with, and I'll tell you why. I don't think the Giants are interviewing John Harbaugh. I think John Harbaugh is interviewing the Giants.
That's true. 100%.
And so in these other scenarios, you're the decider. You're the one in power. You're interviewing all these different people, and then you make a decision. The Giants have made their decision. They want to hire John Harbaugh. The Atlanta Falcons have made their decision. They want to hire John Harbaugh. It's really John making his decision on where he wants to go, and that's why I think it's very different than any other example we could come up with.
No, I think you're right. Because these other ones, as the Giants, in this example, you're saying, do we really want this guy?
Right.
You know what? Let's have him back again.
Right.
With John Harbaugh, you know you want him. It's now convincing him that he also wants you.
Now, I'm going to surprise Sean Morash because over the last few weeks, I have become what they call a college football expert. I correctly predicted Indiana would absolutely destroy Oregon when Sean tried to tell me, Dante Moore may outplay Fernando Mendoza and improve his draft stock. And I said, there's no chance of that's happening. And that's because I'm paying very close attention to this because it impacts my team. The other thing that I'm paying very close attention to is today is January 14th. What does that mean? Today is the deadline for Dante Moore and anyone else who is not playing for a national championship to declare if they are entering the NFL draft or going back to school. And so at some point today, maybe on our show, maybe a little later on with Big Mac and Craig, we will get official word if Dante Moore, who is projected at this point to possibly go number 2 in this draft after Fernando Mendoza, if he will enter the draft. Now, indications are he will, because fake Patrick Mahomes Jr. transferred from Nebraska to Oregon. So there's this belief that why would he transfer if he isn't kind of under the impression that Dante Moore is going to leave? But we're not going to get that answer to today. And to all the Jet fans out there who are down on Dante Moore, who don't believe in Dante Moore, that is irrelevant to him coming out being a good thing for us. We want A, as many options as humanly possible, and B, the slight, small, minuscule possibility that Dante Moore blows the Raiders away and they prefer Moore over Mendoza. In fact, Mel Kiper Jr., remember that guy?
Yeah.
He's got Moore over Mendoza on his big draft board.
Yeah, but he also had Shador over everybody.
That's true.
Last year.
That's true.
And he rode that damn train until it crashed off the cliff in a massive way.
You're right.
He talked about him every pick.
You're right. Either way, Moore coming out is a good thing for the Jets, even if the Jets aren't taking Dante Moore. So keep us posted, Sean. That is glass-breaking worthy news.
The New York Jets suck.
So now you're getting handsy with the drops once you have things to insult the Jets with. Yes, turn your mic on now.
I'm sorry, Tiki was having a private conversation behind your back.
Question.
Yes.
What was your private conversation?
Nothing. It has nothing to do with you.
It's just about people who are saying... This is from Jake Assman, Who says?
I love Jake Assman.
Okay.
Whatever he says is true.
Really?
Big Jet fan, yeah.
Todd McShay says Dante Moore's agent should call the Raiders to see if he can go number one. If not, he advises Moore to return to school rather than risk being drafted by the Jets.
Yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago.
I promise no single player in this draft wants to beat your New York Jets.
Yeah, that was an old story. Why are you laughing about that now?
Because it's new.
No, it's not. Todd McShay said that like a week and a half ago.
No, it's new to me. And so
it's new to you. It's new to you.
It's just funny to me.
Todd McShay, isn't he like best friends with Joe Douglas? And so he's still bitter against the Jets that they fired Joe Douglas?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
Look, I can't deny.
The question is, Dante Moore, is he ready for the NFL?
No.
He probably needs another year to develop, but that can happen in the NFL as long as he goes to the right spot who has a right veteran in front of him.
Absolutely, and it doesn't mean he has to go to the Jets. I want to make this clearer again for the Jet fans in the back who don't want Dante Moore. Him declaring for the draft doesn't mean it's good news because we're drafting him. It means it's good news because there's other possibilities that get created, like another team loving Dante Moore and possibly trading up to 2.
Right.
Or the minuscule idea of the Raiders taking him number 1, which is not likely, or the idea that the Jets do believe in him. And
I love the Jets.
And he sits around for 9-10 weeks before he plays.
I thought he loved the Giants and advised us to hire John Harbaugh.
Who's that?
That last drop.
Oh, he loves everybody.
Okay.
I love the Jets.
So keep us posted on Dante Moore. Now let's get back to your calls, 888-808-1019, the number. Let's go to Kevin in Manhattan. What's up, Kevin?
Hey, gentlemen. How are we doing today?
We're good. What's up, dude?
Good, man.
So this is a Mets question. I had to pause. I had to wait for the football pause. So Evan's been extremely emotional this offseason. So I have two questions. I think he's cooling down. I think he's getting closer. But I have two questions. One, you were dancing around it earlier. What does a successful offseason for the Mets mean? I mean, they go to the playoffs, NLCS, World Series. And then the second question I have is, what 5+ year contract has aged well for a 32-year-old position player? The only one I can come up with is Adrian Beltre. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
That's such a specific question. What 5-year contract has aged well for a position player? You know what's crazy? As soon as he asks that question, I thought of
Aaron Judge is close, but he was 31.
Well, he's saying 32 at the signing.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, so Judge wouldn't even
was
qualify.
close. He doesn't qualify. I mean, it depends on. Well, no, because I was going to say Giancarlo, but his was
he was signed
so
in his
young,
20s.
right?
Yeah, most guys in their 30s don't get, or most guys who are 32 don't get 5-year deals. The answer is nobody.
I think you'd be hard pressed to even find one.
Yeah, he said Adrian Beltre, which is a good call. I was thinking of pitchers because I was thinking of like Randy Johnson's contract with the Diamondbacks was like one of the greatest contracts of all time because he won the Cy Young every year.
Right.
And he was in his mid to late 30s.
Nolan Ryan didn't have late signings.
Nah, that was also before we were getting these kinds of crazy contracts.
No, it wouldn't even been about the money.
And he's talking about position players.
Right.
So even the pitchers are thrown out. I understand the point, which is fair, which is why they didn't pursue a 5-year deal on Alonso, that the odds are it isn't going to age well. My point back is that if you can get 3 out of 5 successful seasons, that's a successful contract. And that's the other discussion. What makes a successful contract? Garrett Cole signed a 10-year deal. Is it a success? I'd argue it already is, considering what he did in the first half of the contract. So I think the other aspect is what defines success. If the Mets had signed Pete to a 5-year deal, do I think he could have been productive for the next 3 years at this same level? Yeah. And to me, that would have made it a success. But we're arguing something that's over. And now it's on to how can the Mets have that successful offseason now that they made a decision that maybe I disagree with. And that's why adding Kyle Tucker is so important. Now, he says, what's a successful offseason? The successful offseason is going into this season feeling they are as good, if not better, than they were a year ago. I'm not sure there are a lot of Met fans, no matter what they do, that are going to feel that way.
Yeah.
Now, if you're judging it based on the success of a season, here's the new barrier for the New York Mets. At a minimum, they need to be a playoff team every season. At a minimum. If they lose in the wild card round or the divisional round or the LCS, that is different levels of success and failures, but missing the playoffs cannot happen. It happened last year. It's considered an all-time disaster. If it happens again, I don't care what your expectations are off of this offseason, that would make next season a disaster. That's the world we live in. When you have a payroll
Right.
like this, where more teams make the postseason, you have to make the playoffs year in and year out, and that is the bare minimum.
Yeah, I think from a perception standpoint, it's even more so imperative this season for the Mets to make the postseason. Last year, you could chalk it up to we had chemistry issues in our clubhouse. They got rid of Brandon Nimmo.
I'm not chalking it up to that, but if you want to do that,
I'm just saying.
Fine.
You can.
Okay.
You can say that.
Okay.
You can say we were flawed. We had XYZ, whatever go wrong. Pitching fell apart. We didn't have the right dynamic in our clubhouse. And clearly that's what they think because they moved on from everybody. Pete, Nimmo, Diaz, Nick McNeil, etc. We need to reset that and do it with young players and an icon in Juan Soto. If you miss the playoffs again, what's your reason? Like, you can't throw that back there again. So what's the reason? What can you're going to say you're too young? Well, if you're too young, why didn't you go do something in free agency?
Right.
And so there's no excuse now unless they just are playing the really long game, which nobody wants to see.
Yeah. There's no excuse for missing the playoffs.
No, you're right.
I disagree with a lot of what you said, but at least the main point we agree on.
I'm just telling you, that's the narrative around this Mets team. They had a clubhouse issue.
Yeah.
I don't care if you believe it or not. That's what is projecting from what David Stearns and this organization did with their roster.
They also were one of the worst teams in baseball in the second half of the year. Did they have a clubhouse issue in April and May when they were one of the best teams in baseball? Did the clubhouse issue just pop up in the middle of June?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
If you really hate somebody,
I'm asking the question.
The longer you spend with them, the more you hate them.
I'm asking the question. So when Pete Alonso accidentally got Kodai Senga hurt, that's what caused the locker room to be like, we're done with each other.
Why did Soto stink in April and May?
I don't know. Well, he didn't stink in April and May. It was just...
He wasn't Soto.
Yeah, he was definitely not Soto. But
He was
stink,
not
I think, is a
shuffling.
little too harsh.
Okay.
So what does that mean?
How many stories did we come on the air with?
But the locker room was great in April and May, and they were winning.
No,
but Soto was struggling.
You're not listening. We said how many times on this station in April, May, and our show was included, Soto doesn't look happy in April and May.
Yeah.
Okay? So just because they're winning doesn't mean there wasn't a locker room issue that was leading to Soto not being happy.
But my answer every time when you asked that question was the reason he didn't look happy is because he was struggling.
Okay.
And that the reason he wasn't shuffling is because he was struggling.
I can buy that.
Thank you.
I'm comfortable. New clubhouse, new situation, new processes, like all that stuff. New schedule, new people. But he was bad.
Yeah. He was not Juan Soto. Let's go to Justin in Patterson, New Jersey. Hey, Justin.
Evan and Tiki, love you guys in the new slot.
Thank you, Justin.
Tiki, I do have to call you out though, because you have two contradicting predictions. You predicted Daboll would be on a Super Bowl winning team, but you also predicted he'd be the offensive coordinator for the Raiders, and those two things can't possibly be true at the same time.
Oh, Justin, you are so right. Unless Brian Flores gets the Raiders head coaching job and Raheem Morris is the defensive coordinator, and they are elite.
And
that could happen. With Fernando Mendoza as their quarterback.
That's the worst part.
Throwing to Brock Bowers and turning around and handing it off to Ashton Gentry.
The rookie quarterback who the Jets missed by one pick ends up quarterbacking the Raiders to the Super Bowl.
By the way, that would be bad for everybody. That would be bad for New York. Because we'd hate it. Like, James, I knew it. Damn it, he should have just stayed.
And to back you up on that, half of the quarterbacks remaining playing for a Super Bowl are on their rookie contracts right now.
Yeah.
Isn't that incredible?
That's unbelievable.
It's a testament.
I mean, it just tells you the turnover that's happening. I think we saw this coming for a few years at quarterback. Like you could feel it coming, and then it finally happened because the Kirk Cousins of the world aged out and Phillip Rivers retired, etc. It just felt like there needs to be a changing of the guard. But which one of those are going to rise? And it's interestingly the more recent one.
Yeah, the recent NFL draft of 2024, the quarterback draft of 2024, which features Caleb Williams, still playing, Jaden Daniels, title game in his rookie season, Bo Nix, still playing, #1 seed, Drake May
MVP.
may win the MVP,
Right.
still playing. That draft has a chance, even with Michael Penix Jr. and J.J. McCarthy turning into nothing, which...
Penix still has a shot.
They both still have a shot, in fairness.
J.J., I'm not so sure.
Well, we'll see, but my point is it's not over yet.
Yeah.
That has a chance to be one of the greatest quarterback
No,
drafts
it
ever.
could rival 83.
Yeah.
Especially if one or more of them win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I could see that happen.
I mean, we could very well have
Houston's going to be good for a long time.
Yeah.
So, not Houston.
Not Houston. New England?
New England's going to be
Denver?
good for a long time. No, I meant New England. New England's going to be good for a long time. Denver, I don't know. I think I still got to see what Bo Nix really is, but New England's going to be good for a long time.
Bill is in Goshen, New York. Hey, Bill.
Hey, guys. How are you? Good morning.
What's up?
I just wanted to say that if I'm Harbaugh and I leave the Giants today knowing full well this is the job that I want, I definitely want to be the coach of this franchise. I'm still definitely going to the other two facilities because it's information gathering. I'm sure there's tons of good information that he could gather from visiting those organizations and piece together things that maybe he might want to take with him to this job or whatever job that he wants to take.
Yeah, no,
there's nothing.
Look, Bill,
there's such a good benefit of doing that, and you get free meals out of it too.
I mean, what's better than that?
And free plane rides, apparently, which is not all it's cracked up to be.
That's a great point, though.
Of course it is, but it's also tedious. It takes a long time. It's draining. I mean, I'm trying to think. I've only really had one job interview in my life. That was the NFL Combine.
Rep.
And I don't know this because have you had job interviews?
Yes.
Here.
A year, many places.
Right. I guess I kind of had a job interview here, but it really wasn't. It was just like you BT go talk together and see if it works.
Right.
So, but I know from just talking to they're emotionally draining.
Yeah.
And so,
but this is different. You're not on a job interview. You're job interviewing them.
True.
Like this is very different than your normal job interview. And here's why he's so right. The Giants are not moving on to someone else. Obviously, they're not though. They're not. Unless John says no, they're not moving on.
Yeah.
John's their choice.
But what if you get a feel? I think this is the type of meeting. Once you start having in-person meetings where it's half a day at least, maybe even longer than that. Hey, you want to stay for dinner? You go to dinner. And then that's when usually these deals happen. It's like, all right, we're at dinner now. I'm in. Let's sign the deal. Like, it's a long, exhausting moment. But I think a series of moments. But I think if you're the Giants, you'll get a sense if he's not interested. Like, you'll just kind of know. He's not asking any questions. You're just kind of stringing it along to make it last longer to when you hope that he changes his mind. But you can tell. If he leaves here and you can tell, you got to start looking for number two.
I don't think you have to. You've already interviewed a ton of different people, and he's going to decide in the next few days.
In person? Who's been in person?
Mike McCarthy, 2 days ago.
McCarthy,
Antonio Pierce.
Stefanski, Antonio Pierce.
Dude, they've done it all.
And Raheem Morris.
All in person.
In person. The Giants have killed this process. They have really done a good job of getting a ton of interviews in.
Right.
Like, they're ready to roll, and so I don't think they have to rush.
But they didn't want to hire any of those guys.
Because John Harbaugh is their choice. And that's why I'm saying they can allow John to leave, do his trip for a few days. It's not like
And so now you bring back, I don't know, Kevin Stefanski after the John Harbaugh interview, and he's going to know he was the second choice.
It's okay. Yeah. Being the second choice is all right. I think I was the second choice for Beningo. I was the second choice for Craig. Like, that's okay. It all works out. Who cares if you're the second freaking choice?
The Giants
are successful.
The Giants were clearly the first choice for Stefanski. He flew here right away the moment he got fired from Cleveland.
Right.
So maybe he's holding out for that.
Yeah. I think Carlos Mendoza was the Mets' second choice. Did they want to get Craig Counsell? Wasn't that their first choice?
Right.
I'm sure there's a lot of examples of it where
Tommy was the second choice for Knights. Now he's there.
Yeah, but I'm using examples where it worked out.
Oh, fair point.
You know what I'm saying? I use the example of.
Why are you hating on Tommy?
I'm not hating on Tommy.
Just testing to see if he's listening.
I love Tommy.
No, he's sleeping.
I listened to Tommy last night, and the only thing I heard was he was berating Paul Rosenberg. Like, he was very mean to him. And I started to be reflective, like, was I that mean to him?
Why was he mean to him? What did Rosie do?
Because
Rosie had to do something.
You want to know what he did?
Existed?
No, it's the simplest thing ever. Rosie said to him, "We're coming back." And Tommy berated him on the air like, "Why are you telling me we're coming back? I'm sitting here. I got the headphones on. I know we're coming back. You don't have to tell me we're coming back. Here we go. Here we go. I'm already here."
Oh, really?
And I was like, that is the weirdest thing to get upset about. But he was like so mean to him.
Maybe he had a bad day.
Maybe. I don't know. But honestly, I was reflective of, was I ever that to him?
Oh, yeah, you were an ass.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can tell.
So maybe I taught him to act that way.
Mm-hmm.
And now he feels emboldened. It's his time to have power trips.
Yeah, it's his power. Honestly.
Lesson for those with kids. Learn behaviors.
That's right.
It's all learn behaviors.
I would, though, argue that him
Don't
berating.
be mad at your kid. Be mad at yourself.
Him berating his producer definitely wasn't learned from me. It was learned from when Craig berated him. There's no way That's
right. That's fact.
Yeah. Like, if I was mean to him, it was never on the scale of that.
No.
But, yeah, he was just vicious to Rosie to the point where I felt bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Over something like him telling him we're coming back from a break.
It's a new year. So much for positive Tommy.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's a new Tommy right there. Let's go to Scott in Westchester. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Evan and Tiki. Big fans of the show.
Appreciate it.
What's up, dude?
So I have two hypothetical questions. Tiki, if you were the owner or GM of the Giants, what are 3 decisions you would make this offseason to better the team? And Evan, if you were the GM and owner of the Jets, what are 3 decisions you guys would make?
Oh, boy. Well, first of all, I'd sell the team because I'm Woody Johnson. And I'd sell the team to, like, Steve Bisciotti and tell him to get rid of the Ravens.
Right.
But honestly, I'd run it back with Aaron Glenn as much as that annoys people. And what I would do, because Tiki was ahead of this, and I give him a lot of credit. Tiki was ahead of a few things. He was ahead yesterday that Mike Tomlin on his own was going to walk away. And for months, every time I brought up Tomlin's name as a Giant candidate, he would say he's going to sit out a year or 2 or more if he isn't coaching. And I always disagreed with it. Clearly, Tiki's been right. There's a reason we've been on the air for 2 hours, and we're not speculating about Mike Tomlin. You want to know why? Because it's a waste of time.
Yep.
Because he's not coaching this year. But I hold out hope that a year away from the game, a game he loves, could cause him to say, I got the itch back.
Right.
And so I would give Aaron Glenn another year, and then next year, depending on what happens, I'd be raring and ready to go to pursue Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, but Mike Tomlin wants to be a dad. He wants to have a family life. He wants to go hang out in the Hamptons with Rondé. Wants to go down to Georgia. Rondé goes out. That's the only time Rondé goes out there.
Nice.
And he doesn't even visit me. He bypasses me to go to the Hamptons to hang out with Mike Tomlin. He wants to go hang out with his daughter, who's a really good gymnast down at the University of Georgia. Like, all these things he hasn't been able to do for 19 years. That's what Mike Tomlin's doing in 2026. He might do some TV here or there, but I don't know. It'd be weird on CBS because it'd be 2 former Pittsburgh coaches. I guess he could jump over to Fox, but that's a lot of travel and nonsense. Like, I think he does nothing. I really do. Now, to answer his question directly, 3 things I would do. 1, I would mandate grass in the stadium.
Oh, I love this so far. You're on fire.
2, I am freezing ticket hikes until we make the playoffs.
Oh, look at this guy.
This is great.
Holy crap.
And then 3,
free beers after the first quarter for everybody.
I am hiring a Team Kiambu Barber as president of football.
Nice.
I like it. Are you going to do radio while you do that too? Or?
Yeah, I mean.
You can handle both.
I mean, Gottlieb did it.
I would say Green Bay suffered as a result.
That's a fair point.
I'm better than Gottlieb.
Damn right.
I like it.
We'll get more information on the Giants' pursuit of John Harbaugh. They're meeting him today. Are they going to seal the deal? No one has been as locked in as veteran reporter Ian O'Connor. He joins us in a few minutes, plus plenty of time for more of your phone calls. The Giants, the Jets, the Mets' pursuit of Kyle Tucker. 888-808-1019.
You guys know that I'm always traveling, juggling, doing things around football, cheer, my family, playing golf with my brother. The one thing I need, though, is for my family to feel safe, especially when I'm not with them. That's why I turned to our partners at Sloman's and had the Sloman Shielding System installed in my home. This thing is beautiful. It is amazing. It is the best security system I've ever had, combining safety, convenience, and peace of mind that I can manage right from my phone. So many things that I love about it, from the garage door, the cameras, I can turn on my landscape lighting. But I really love coming home, sitting in the car, whether I'm listening to some Teddy Swims or some Marvin Gaye, and just transferring it right into my house. It's unbelievable what this system can do. You should go check it out. It really is a game changer for how you live and how secure you feel. Experience the future of home security and automation with the Sloman Shield Link system. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME, or visit slomans.com.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The Pittsburgh Steelers will enter uncharted territory heading into next season without Mike Tomlin, and who they hire at head coach obviously matters, but it also matters who the starting quarterback of this team is going to be. The roster absolutely has to get younger, and they need a new franchise quarterback in play and need a head coach to help bring that quarterback along. So yes, the head coach does matter, but who the quarterback is week 1 of next season matters just as much. I'm Nick Hostos.
Pro Savings Days are happening now at Lowe's. Save $70 on the DeWalt 12-inch miter saw, now just $279. Plus, get what you need delivered to your door or job site with free standard shipping for My Lowe's Pro Rewards members. Don't miss out. Shop Pro Savings Days deals today. Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid to 123. Free shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to change. Visit Lowe's.com/shipping terms for details.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Boomer here. If you love cooking as much as I do, you got to listen up. The Chef IQ Mini Oven is your all-in-one kitchen hero. It bakes, broils, air fries, dehydrates, slow cooks, toasts, and more. It's got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, a color touchscreen, a soft closed door. It even syncs with the Chef IQ app, and pair it with the IQ Sense thermometer for perfect USDA-safe temps every single time you cook. So why not grab yours right now at chefiq.com. Use my name, code word Boomer, to save 30% at checkout.
My name is Maria. Okay, I lied. It's Mary. But I'm feeling more European after my European-style holiday on MSC Cruises. The restaurants, nightlife and shops and La Galleria. And of course, American touches, like a sports bar and water slides. Bellissimo. Okay, this is a problem.
Book now and cruise from $199 plus up to $500 onboard credit and kids sail free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Weather brought to you by Staples. 2026 is here, and at Staples, deals mean business. Like up to $100 off custom print orders. Head into the new year looking good for less. Staples. That was easy. Ends 1/31.
It's Chuck Devine with snowcountry.com. Find out what you need and get projects done from the brands you trust at prices you'll love. Lowe's. We help. You save. Wednesday's a mild day on the slopes before wet weather moves in late, so you'll get your runs on softer snow, and the snow-covered ski areas is nice and strong because of all their snowmaking. So just about every trail's still open, and the trail count is 39 at both Mountain Creek, New Jersey from Four Peaks, and Camelback at 100%, Shawnee on 90% of their terrain. All 3 spots, skiing, riding, and tubing day and night. Mount Peter and Thunder Ridge both around 75%. Snow's on the softer side for Wednesday, but could be firmer on Thursday. Southington, Sundown, and Mohawk, all trail numbers in the teens day and night in Connecticut. There's fresh snow in the forecast Wednesday night into Thursday, and Whiteface in the Adirondacks could do very well from this. They're on 4 dozen trails. Killington and Stratton on 2/3 of their terrain.
You don't just ski or ride, you dominate. At Killington, we fuel your adventure. Be the beast. Ski and ride Killington.
Orgavattazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing.
Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Hola, amigos! It's a big noise. Brad Evans from BetMGM tonight. Listen Monday through Friday starting at 6 p.m. Eastern on Westwood One Sports as we cover the biggest sports stories from coast to coast. Get insights on the NFL playoffs, college basketball conference races, and more. Download the Odyssey app now and listen from anywhere. BetMGM tonight, live and interactive, presented by BetMGM. Tune in, Team Huevos.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Wake up with Boomer and Gio. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
High noon here on the Fan, Evan and Tiki for another 2 hours. As of right now, John Harbaugh is meeting with the New York Football Giants, and it is certainly possible he goes one and done. He meets the Giants, he takes the job, and Giant fans get to celebrate as much as they've celebrated in a very long time. But will that happen? Will John take the job? Let's talk to a guy who has been as locked in as anybody covering this story, veteran New York reporter with The Athletic. He's also sold 1 million best-selling books, including that Out of the Darkness book with Aaron Rodgers, which was very entertaining. Ian O'Connor. Ian, good to talk to you, man. Tiki and Evan, how are you?
How are you guys doing? Great to be on.
We're good, Ian.
Fantastic. So, what's going to happen today? Like, what's this meeting going to be like, and do you think the Giants seal the deal today on John Harbaugh as the new head coach?
Well, Evan, I'll start with what will happen if the Giants don't make a deal, which is not what Giants fans want to hear. I think there's a chance that he will actually host Atlanta and Tennessee in the Baltimore area as opposed to going to those facilities. I think that was still a little bit up in the air, but that's a possibility. And so a visit to New Jersey to sit down with Steve Tisch and John Mara and Chris Mara and everyone else, Joe Shane, of course, is a really good sign because he's definitely making that visit. I'm not sure he's going to those other two facilities. So I think the Giants are out in front without question. I've thought that from day one. I know he's thought about being the head coach of the New York Giants. I know that he's told people the Giants had a very legitimate shot to win this derby. I know he's looked at tape of Jackson Dart and come away excited about what he's seen. Obviously, he knows at 4-13 the Giants have some work to do. So if I'm a Giants fan, I'd be feeling pretty good right about it.
Now, we listened to Steve Bisciotti yesterday talk about John Harbaugh's departure, and he said he's not going anywhere. It doesn't have a quarterback. He's too old of a coach. And so we know what we all feel about Jackson Dart. But is that same feeling in Tennessee about Cam Ward, or it's probably not in Atlanta with Michael Penix, mainly because of the injury, but also some of the inconsistencies? So we talk about the quarterbacks. Is that really one of the reasons that John Harbaugh would consider the Giants over anybody else? And I'm curious why he's not visiting those other facilities.
You know, Tiki, first off on the quarterbacks, I know he does have a high regard for both Dart and Ward. I don't know which one he might like better.
Right.
But I do know he certainly puts those two ahead of Penix, who has had 3 ACLs in his career, going back to college, 2 of them there, 1 in the pros. Question marks obviously there. Atlanta's appealing because of Matt Ryan, because of Robinson, because of the chance to win a division title in year one, a division that was won with an 8-9 record this year. And it's the East. It's going to be tougher to navigate with the Eagles there, certainly. As far as But yeah, he is very interested in, at this point, maybe he coaches another 10 years at age 63, and he wants a quarterback in place.
Right.
And believes in both Dart and Ward. That's my understanding. As far as why he may not visit Tennessee and Atlanta, I don't know the specific reasons. Someone suggested to me that he feels like he already has a sense of those places, and they will probably go to him. Now, I could be wrong, and he may end up making those visits, but my last understanding of the situation was there was still a fairly good chance they would go to Baltimore. Now, if the Giants absolutely blow him away today, they can make a deal. That's certainly a possibility. So we'll see how it plays out.
I have said that this is John Harbaugh interviewing teams, not teams interviewing John Harbaugh. Do you agree that that's almost the tone of this, that the Giants, they already know they want him. They're trying to sell themselves to John, and he's the ultimate guy who's really conducting the interviews?
Yeah, I had a tweet earlier where I really felt like the face-to-face contact with Joe Schoen today. And obviously he's meeting with Mara and Tisch and Chris Mara as well, but he's had a lot of phone conversations with Joe Schoen, and Joe has laid out the entire vision, everything the Giants do from analytics to medical, everything. So I think Harbaugh has a full understanding and meeting in person with Chris Mara, of course, at his house. He's got a full understanding of the Giants organization. The last piece of this is meeting Joe Schoen face-to-face and sort of figuring this out like, okay, now I understand you're saying I'm going to have some personnel control or power here, but if we disagree on the fifth pick in the draft, how does that get worked out?
Right.
And so I think those are conversations that will happen today.
Yeah. Do you think that Matt Ryan, because I think he's in charge running the ship down there in Atlanta, is going to say, I don't think Borgonzi's going to do that, but do you think Matt Ryan would say, yeah, it's all you, John, right? It's all your pick, whatever you want.
I don't think so, Tiki. I don't think Matt Ryan's not taking over a team and handing off complete control of the roster. No way. He's not getting that anywhere. So I think, you know what, Joe Schoen, and he certainly deserves a lot of criticism, 13-38 over 3 years. You can't run away from that, right? But as far as Dart is concerned, Dable did prefer him. I mean, liked him more than Schoen did. But Schoen listened, to his credit, listened to his head coach, who was in love with Dart, and made the deal to move up to draft that player. So to me, that's actually a good sign for John Harbaugh.
Agreed.
Hey, if he's going to listen to Brian Dable, he's certainly going to listen to me if I have a strong preference on a player. And at some point, you can't get everything guaranteed in the contract. You have to show good faith. You have to trust John Mara and Chris Mara and Steve Tisch when they tell you, listen, if there's a problem and you guys are in a stalemate over a draft pick, don't worry about it. You're going to have to take their word for it at some point.
We're talking to Ian O'Connor. So what would be the thing, if there's anything, that would cause John to hesitate about the Giant job?
That would be it, Evan. I think that meeting today and really the time personally with Joe Schoen, because they've talked a lot, but it just hasn't been in person. And I don't expect that to go sideways. Joe Schoen knows he's lucky to be employed by John Mara, a guy who always looks for reasons to keep employees rather than get rid of them. Even though he's had to fire a lot of people in recent years, he certainly didn't want to do that. And I think Joe Schoen realizes he has to play ball here. This organization, I think that they would like this to be a little bit like New England, where Vrabel is sort of driving it and Elliott Wolf is playing a significant role, but maybe not the lead role in really shaping that roster. And I don't think the Giants will go all the way there. That's not who they are. But I think they'll bend enough to allow Harbaugh to take this job.
Yeah, I get the sense up in New England, it's Vrabel driving the ship and Wolf is facilitating all those things that he needs to get done. And when I think about this Giant organization, you kind of nailed it with the John Mara situation. He doesn't like firing people. I mean, I've been away from the organization, just recently went back to do pre and post. It's the same people from 20 years ago, 25 years ago in the organization, in the front office. And so stability is what they want. They just haven't been able to get it from a coaching and I guess somewhat in some ways a general manager standpoint. But when you think about John Harbaugh, he's had all this success. He wants to coach for another 8 to 10 years or whatever it may be. Is this the right guy for this job for the New York Giants? Or is this just the one that feels right?
Well, we'll find out if he's the right guy. We'll know within, 2 years probably, right. Tiki. I think that it does feel right because they need a CEO. And you heard Darius Slayton say we need a Coughlin-esque coach in here. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? Who matches up with that? Actually, Mike Tomlin would be the best choice, probably. Right. Yeah. He'd be one, and I would say Harbaugh would be 1A. But Tomlin's going to do TV, it looks like, so he's off the board. And I think John Harbaugh fits the profile of what Darius Slayton was talking about. Walking in the door, everyone, including Abdul Carter, is going to respect this guy and be accountable, given his track record. And he's a CEO style of leader, which I do think the Giants need. And they need someone who's been a head coach with success after 4 straight people who failed in this job without what John Harbaugh has. So I do think it should be a good marriage.
Can you confirm it's just Tennessee and Atlanta, or is there another team looming that could possibly meet John Harbaugh's criteria and swoop in and get his services?
The looming team is Miami. I think Cleveland is pretty much out. There's some sentiment there because that was his boyhood team growing up.
Yep.
They don't have a quarterback. Miami doesn't have a quarterback, and at the end of the day, I can't see them overcoming that. So I think the Tier 1 candidates, it might be the Giants on Tier 1 and Tennessee and Atlanta on Tier 1A.
Yeah.
And then there's a drop-off to the Dolphins. So I think, once again, the Giants just have to close it.
Right.
They're there. I think he wants the job, and they just have to make sure they don't give him a reason to not take it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, Ian, is there a plan B for the Giants? Because let's say this doesn't work out. Let's say he gets out the door and goes and meets with Tennessee and decides that, hey, I want to go to Nashville. The place is amazing. What's plan B for the New York Giants?
There is no plan B. Well, actually,
man, that's good.
You've seen this all-out recruiting effort, right? And they've been pretty public about it. I have to admit, I was a little surprised that Chris Mara went on the record with me saying, yes, I visited John Harbaugh at his home in the Baltimore area. So I think the Giants have not been shy about describing their approach here. It's been a full-court press without question. Plan B to me is Stefanski, as long as he doesn't take another job while he's waiting here. And I think Stefanski, after the fans have a couple of days to decompress and get over their feelings about losing out on John Harbaugh, I think they'll come to see that. By the way, Raheem Morris apparently did a great job in his interview. So I'm not saying it's definitely going to be Stefanski or maybe even Antonio Pierce, who did a good job in his interview. But he's the most likely plan B, and I think the fans will accept it after a few days of just grieving the process.
Well, you know what I think would be very difficult? We're talking to Ian O'Connor, and you've laid this all out. If they didn't end up with John Harbaugh, I think the autopsy on why would probably be the number one thing Giant fans would try to figure out. Like, what caused us? Not that Stefanski or Raheem Morris wouldn't be good hires, because you're right. Eventually, you'd wrap your head around it and say, okay, it's not terrible. But I think it would be like, we had this in our hands. All we needed to do was close it out, as you described, and we didn't. We were Armando Benitez instead of Mariano Rivera, and we need to figure out why that happened. And I think that would be the damaging thing, trying to figure out how did we blow the save in the bottom of the ninth inning.
Right. When you're all in, that's the risk, right? If it blows up, now you have an awful lot of explaining to do, and obviously everyone will turn to Joe Schoen, and those would be difficult questions for him to answer, and certainly for ownership to answer. But they're in a really good place right now. So they don't. Giants fans do not have to worry about that as we speak. And there's a chance by bedtime this thing is over. And Giants fans certainly don't have to worry about that. I think it's more likely that John Harbaugh will leave the building without giving a definite yes, but feeling that he can give a definite yes, that the Giants and Joe Schoen and everyone else will tell him what he needs to hear. Now, he may feel like, as an honorable person, I need to hear out Tennessee and Atlanta because I promised them.
Right.
And that's okay as long as he comes back to the Giants and says yes. Does it have to be by midnight tonight? No. But that certainly would be nice if you're a Giants fan.
Money won't be an issue?
No. Listen, he makes $17, $18 million. The Giants are aware of that. My understanding is that it will not. I expect John's salary to be a nice fat $20 million a year or something in that ballpark. That's what Andy Reid is making.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think that salary will not be the reason this doesn't happen.
Have you heard
That's
any?
good to hear.
Yeah, no doubt, because that would be another thing that would tick off Giant fans. Have you heard anything about what kind of coaching staff he would build, specific names that he's thinking about bringing with him? Obviously, that's a big part of being the CEO, head coach, installing the right people. Any word on that?
Yeah, I'll answer that question in a second. I wanted to add to the salary question. The Giants are worth $10 billion. They just added a minority partner who's worth $73 billion in Julia Koch.
Right.
So it can't be. This cannot be an issue, and it won't be. As far as staff is concerned, I've been so focused on Harbaugh himself that I haven't gotten into the weeds on that. And frankly, as a general columnist, that's not really my thing. But, this is so important to the organization. This is the biggest hire. I've been covering sports in New York for 40 years. I think this is the biggest hire the Giants have made in that period that I can remember. I cannot remember.
Even since Coughlin? I mean, Coughlin was a big deal because we needed to reset in those.
You were in the Super Bowl 4 years earlier.
I know, but it had gotten, and you remember this, Ian. It had gotten odd. It had gotten wonky, and it needed a reset.
I think this is bigger than Coughlin because 14 years basically of losing, 4 straight coaches who failed.
Right.
The fan base is so fed up. This reminds me of the 1970s.
Wow.
And yeah, I remember those days, the first planes that flew over the Meadowlands. And so this has been a rough 14 years for Giants fans. And they absolutely need to get this one right to get the Giants relevant again. And there's such a hole in this marketplace when the Giants are out of it by Halloween that needs to get fixed right away.
And God knows the Jets aren't going to fill that hole. So we need at least the Giants to be able to do it. And speaking of the Jets, obviously your book was awesome about Aaron Rodgers. He is now a chapter in our franchise's horrible history, the 2 years he was here. Knowing him and doing all the research that you did around him and his rise, do you expect him to retire? Do you expect that game a few days ago was his final game in the NFL?
I think if Tomlin came back, Evan, that he would have run it back one more time because he really enjoyed that experience in Pittsburgh. But with Tomlin gone, now, to me, he's not going to play for Pittsburgh again. I don't think the new coach is going to want a 42, 43-year-old quarterback.
Right.
So it's either Minnesota or retirement. That's my opinion. I haven't had someone in his inner circle tell me Minnesota, but just look at it. I mean, they gambled on J.J. McCarthy. They kind of lost that gamble again this past year, and O'Connell does love him. So to me, that's the choice. I think he'll pick retirement. And at least he got a dignified end game to his Hall of Fame career, because if he went out with the Jets in 5-12 and getting fired by Woody Johnson, that would not have been a dignified end, and I do think he deserved that.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's just really odd that he's following Brett Favre's.
If he goes to Minnesota, he would.
Almost exactly. If that happens, it would be odd.
Yeah, if he goes there. Right. I kind of lean toward you. I think he's done.
Yeah.
Ian, should be interesting. So percentage-wise, what are the percentages that this thing is done by the time we're all eating dinner tonight or we're putting our head down on the pillow? John Harbaugh, next head coach of the Giants.
Hey, by the way, I'm surprised you had me on this show, Evan, because when I co-hosted with you last summer, you were nice enough to have me on with that Aaron Rodgers book. I had sources tell me Tiki was nervous about our chemistry on the air.
He was. Yeah. We banned you for like a year and a half. I can't bring that guy back. He's too good.
Okay, so I'll say Harbaugh to the Giants percentages right now, I think are right around 75%.
Wow. Nice. That's solid.
Now, it may not be by tonight, but I think Giants fans will be very happy with the outcome of this wild derby and courtship.
Yes. It's been awesome. And you've been all over it. Great reporting, Ian, as always. We appreciate you coming on, man.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, my pleasure.
Ian O'Connor. Now,
certain competency is what the Giants crave right now.
Say it again?
Certain competency.
Certain competency.
Yes. That's what the Giants need at a head coach.
And that's the definition of John Harbaugh.
That is John Harbaugh to a T. So if Ian is right and they're 75% of the way there, and I was actually more surprised that he's not visiting Tennessee.
Yeah, that was
interesting. Visiting Atlanta. And I guess in some ways I could understand it.
Well, it's to your point about the tediousness of traveling. Maybe it's as simple as that.
It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
And so maybe he wasn't going to visit the New York Giants, and then Steve Tisch said, I'm sending my plane, and you're coming to visit. It's a 20-minute flight. It's better than it's faster than going to the grocery store for you.
Yeah.
You'll be there, and if you need to go back, you'll be back by tonight to have dinner with your family or breakfast in the morning with your family. But I also can understand why coming here is interesting, because you think about New York, and everybody thinks they know New York, but they don't know New York unless you come to New York, and especially because the Giants aren't in New York.
Right.
They're in New Jersey.
You never have to be in New York.
I had a friend, my buddy OJ, who was one of my best friends growing up. His mom was like my second mom. He'd been to New York because I lived in New York when I was playing. He had never been to my house in Jersey. So he comes and he flies in. I pick him up at the airport. He's like, man, where all this? Where's the concrete? Where's the city? I'm like, what do you mean? This is New Jersey.
Yeah.
New Jersey's like beautiful. It's grass and it's like trees and parks and neighborhoods. Most people have no idea unless you've done it. Now, he's probably done it. But I think getting here and seeing New York and New Jersey is different than going to, you know what Nashville looks like.
Yeah.
You know what Atlanta looks like. Even if you've never been there, you kind of can feel it.
It also reeks of, he wants this job.
Right.
He knows he wants the job.
Right.
And right now he's going through the motions of, let me talk to them. Let me just see. You never know. They could blow it.
Right.
I'll have a conversation with these other teams. But clearly his preference is the New York Giants.
And he just wants to prove that he's right.
Yeah.
That he wants it.
I think there's a valuable lesson to take out of what Ian O'Connor said if John Harbaugh chooses the Giants, though, and it's something we need to keep in mind going forward when discussing football and drafts and all of this. He basically eliminated the Browns because they don't have a quarterback, and the Browns sat back in that last year's draft at number 2 overall and traded out with Jacksonville. They didn't even think about Jackson Dart and all that mess. If you want, or if you have a quarterback vacancy, don't be scared, because sometimes just throwing that arrow like...
Oh, they drafted 2 of them.
Yeah, but they waited 3rd and 5th round. The
And
point
2
is,
of them might not, and those 2 might not be any good.
John Harbaugh doesn't view him as good if he doesn't think the Browns have a quarterback.
Right, but we beat to death the idea of being scared off by quarterbacks in the first round. Man, when you hit, you become that much more attractive.
But if you trust it and you fall in love with that guy, take him.
Right.
Sean Payton and Bo Nix are the perfect example.
Speaking of quarterbacks, and speaking of Aaron Rodgers, and speaking of following Brett Favre's footsteps, I want to play you a piece of audio from the Minnesota Vikings general manager, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, in which he was asked about J.J. McCarthy, who is currently on their roster as a quarterback. You'll hear the question, but basically he's asked, is J.J. McCarthy going to be your quarterback next year? Listen to this word salad of an answer from the GM of the Minnesota Vikings.
You want JJ to be the starter in 2026?
I don't know that's, I want the Vikings to achieve our goals. And I think one of those goals is to make playoff runs and do different things like that. I think he's the character and ability to be the person to do that for our organization. If I say that in 2026, that kind of binds us into a certain, area. The way we've set this team up, we built this core to really, like we've always talked about, give ourselves multiple shots at it, because you never know when there's going to be a year where the field's a little bit wide open and you can make that run. And so that's what we're really focused on. Talking about whether it's this year or next year isn't really, my immediate reflection.
Okay.
It's my job to really bring that deep competitive room that we've talked about to the Vikings.
That word salad answer means he sucks.
Kwesi, I love you. Just say no.
Yeah.
Just say no, dude.
Just say no. And I think that does open the door to Rodgers in Minnesota, if Rodgers wants to do it. Because based on that answer, in which, and I don't know if he will consider J.J. McCarthy a year from now, but I doubt it. This is about to be his 3rd year in the NFL. It's bleep or get off the pot time.
Right.
But that answer tells you the Minnesota Vikings are looking for a quarterback.
No
now,
doubt
who that
about it.
quarterback ends up being, we'll see.
Well, they're not positioned to. Well, I guess they are.
No, to draft one? I mean, it depends. It depends where Ty Simpson falls.
Yeah.
Or they
I
could
was going
trade
to say
up.
they could get Ty.
Yeah, because right now the only quarterback that is a certainty to go really early is Fernando Mendoza. But every other quarterback, and we'll even see about Dante Moore if he declares today. Has Dante declared yet?
No, the Oregon safety and tight end have. Dante has not yet.
So he's going to wait. Well, what's the deadline? Midnight?
You Mr. College Football, you tell me.
The deadline's today.
What time?
I don't know the time.
You're the one who came to me with this info.
It's probably midnight. That doesn't seem like one of those league mandated 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock. things.
Midnight East Coast, or does Oregon have till 3 a.m.
It's
East Coast?
definitely midnight West Coast. So
Yeah.
3 a.m. At the end of the Knicks-Kings game, we'll get an answer on
By the
Dante
way, if
Moore.
he doesn't know already, then he's probably staying.
You think so?
Yeah.
If you had to guess right now, your guess is stay?
Yeah. He needs another year to improve his
He's not going to improve his draft stock.
Not his draft stock.
Because it's already pretty high. I don't think it's going to change next year, even off a good year, because he's still not going number one if Arch Manning's in the draft, in all likelihood.
I mean, it's a hard one because he did have a lot of success. But something feels still raw about him.
So you're saying he stays in school?
I'm going to say stay in school.
Sean?
I think he declares.
Yeah, I think he declares too. I think he declares as well. We'll get back to your calls next. 888-808-1019, the toll-free telephone number. Plus, someone who works here at our radio station is going to go on trial for a crime against sportsmanity. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. From Connecticut to Maine, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
This portion of the program was sponsored by Ray Katina, Mercedes-Benz of Edison.
Just one drive in a Mercedes-Benz, you'll understand why it's a gift that keeps on giving. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration lives on at Mercedes-Benz of Edison. Choose from over 500 vehicles and experience the love during the extended Holiday Love Celebration at Mercedes-Benz of Edison.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
I went back and looked at like 10 plays of watching Justin Herbert. I just wanted to see what Justin Herbert was dealing with. His offensive line should be put in jail.
Get Boomer and Gio on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
Nissan trucks and SUVs are built for next-level adventure. Too much gear? Dirt? Rock? Sand? Get in a Nissan truck or SUV and feel unstoppable. Whether you want to take your next level of adventure in the Frontier Dark Armor, the Pathfinder, the Armada, or the Rogue, you'll be ready for what comes your way. Nissan. #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, 2025 Murano, or Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to INMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 2/2/26.
Hi, it's Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a very happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And while that's not an easy thing for me to achieve, my friends at CertaPro Painters had no such problems. Big jobs, small jobs, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Straight Talk presents The Math of More. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
Clogged toilet, leaky faucet on one. Ready?
Uh-oh, you got a plumbing problem blitzing through the line. Time to audible and call in the pros. Roto-Rooter is your go-to defense for clogs, leaks, and any plumbing fix. Call the right play and download the Roto-Rooter app and easily book an appointment and receive exclusive service discounts. Touchdown! Don't get sacked by plumbing issues. Call in Roto-Rooter, your MVP for plumbing solutions. Download the app today and score big on savings.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Orgavattazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Take the work out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ senses a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Are you crazy about your team? Let everyone know about it now at 888-808-1019. Powered by Paramount Plus. Count on Paramount Plus to stream every NFL on CBS playoff game.
Tiki is not in the room, so I'll say this before he can hear. Do you think, Sean, he'll know what today is the anniversary of?
No.
Do you know what today is the anniversary of?
No.
25 years ago today. 41-0.
Today's the 41-0 game?
Does he know when I ask him?
No.
He doesn't know.
He's not going to have the mindset of the championship games being yet.
Okay. All right. Tiki is now walking in, and we're all going to get the answer together. Hey, Tiki Barber, I got to wish you something. I don't know if anyone's done this yet.
Which is?
Happy anniversary.
To
you.
For what?
I don't know. You tell me.
What is today?
What is today?
Today is January
14th, 2026. Today is a major anniversary for Tiki Barber. What is it?
I don't know. Wow. 2026?
Big anniversary.
I have no idea.
What if I tell you the amount of years? You think that would help you out?
Yeah, what is it?
If I tell him the amount of years, you think it'll seal the deal?
Yes,
Okay.
although I understand why he'd be tripped up.
Okay.
Right.
Happy 25-year anniversary.
25?
25 years, bro.
What happened in 2000? January of 2000 in one.
Okay, there you go.
I have no idea.
You don't know what happened on January 14th, 2001?
Oh, we beat Minnesota?
There you go.
Ah, right.
41 donuts.
Come on,
It
man.
feels too early for that.
Yeah, I know.
My mind has so shifted to the new NFL schedule. The NFC Championship game doesn't even feel like it's close.
If it makes you feel any better, before you walked in, I asked Sean, had no idea. So
Yeah.
clearly the only person at this radio station that respects the Giants enough to honor the 25-year anniversary of 41 Donut is me. You're welcome.
Or the Giants honor it by
Greatest game
hiring.
ever played in a Giants stadium, by the way.
What?
Greatest game ever played in a Giants stadium.
It is not the greatest game ever played in Giants. Have you heard of the Monday Night Miracle? Dummy.
What's that?
You remember Jets Dolphins 2000. It was actually the same year. It was a few months earlier.
And we superseded it.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll better that then.
Mm-hmm.
How about Jets Bengals final game ever at Giants Stadium? How about that one?
I don't remember that at all.
Exactly.
How about Christmas Eve 2011?
What's that?
That was at MetLife Stadium.
No, it was at Giants Stadium.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Evan, it's still called Giants Stadium.
Oh, you're playing a game with me? Okay. He's playing a game with me. All right. I just want to make sure that it's a game or it's not a game. Anyhow, give me something.
All right. This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Hey, how about Brian Cashman? He woke up out of a slumber last night. The Yankees acquired somebody from outside the organization when they traded for Ryan Weathers, son of World Series champion David Weathers. The Yankees gave up 4 lower-level prospects for the lefty who's pitched just 24 innings in 2 years due to some bad injury luck. He does have one option remaining, giving the Yankees flexibility when other starters begin returning off the injured list early this year.
Good chance if he's healthy, he starts the season in the rotation. Decent chance if he's healthy and effective, he can be a swing arm who pitches out of the bullpen and is also in the rotation. And he's got high-end stuff. He throws 97. He's got a nasty sweeper. And if he could stay healthy and the Yankees could harness this, this could be one of those steal of a trades for Brian Cashman. Tiki's been munching all day, so I don't know if he's hungry.
Yeah.
But I don't know about you. I'm starving.
Sean Moraes in the booth, somebody hide the castle. Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling, no! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking, nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Lunch. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Yes, Cinco de Lunch is brought to you by Felix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere. So it only took us till Wednesday of week 2 for me to officially start whooping out some food lists here on Cinco de Lunch. And it really had me thinking based on the John Harbaugh meeting with Chris Mara in his house where we discussed what do you serve there. This was a popular request submission in for Cinco de Lunch over the last week, which is simply my 5 favorite sandwiches of all time.
We have breaking news in terms of the Cinco de Luncho. The first 7 Cinco de Lunchos were all football related. This is the first time in Luncho history we are getting a non-football Luncho, and it happens to be about lunches.
Yeah, well, again, very, very meta, right? And really the top 5 best sandwiches of all time is how we're titling this for purposes, Evan.
Okay.
And away we go. I got to get the pot up.
Here we go! Number 5.
Italian-style sandwich, oil and vinegar. It's traditional. It's like Master's Sunday at Augusta.
That'd be my number 1. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, simple.
Simple, but sometimes simple is great. Okay, here we go.
Number 4.
Grilled cheese. Say less.
Do you go bacon on it or you go just plain cheese?
See, this is my issue. I don't mind bacon on grilled cheese, but then it no longer becomes grilled cheese.
Well, what is it?
It's a bacon and cheese sandwich.
That's so true.
Grilled cheese is grilled cheese. Like, anytime somebody fluffs it up, I'm not saying it doesn't taste bad, but a grilled cheese that's what's great about it. It's plain, it's simple.
No, but you're wrong. A cheeseburger is a cheeseburger, whether it's got bacon on it or no bacon on it.
No, then it becomes a bacon
cheeseburger.
Oh, crap, you're right about that. I tell you, the grilled cheese is
when you put meat, when you put some ham on it, that becomes something else.
Really?
Yeah.
So
you throw swine on there.
Now you can
fry it up.
You can mix up the cheeses.
Do you have grilled cheese often, or is that something you're hearkening back to your childhood days?
So I went on a long drought, and having 2 young kids, it's resurfaced in my life.
Totally, I have it all the time.
Totally the same way?
Right. Not that I have the sandwich, but Tegan, who doesn't eat anything, she's finally started to like grilled cheese. She doesn't want the crust.
Oh, so you get the crust.
So I get the crust, but it's still the cheese in the crust.
That is
very good.
It's like the snack.
That is so I'm basically a combo of the 2 of you. Now that my kids love grilled cheeses, Abuela will ask, hey, Evan, do you want a grilled cheese? I'll naturally say yes, and then I'll clean up the edges of Spence and Jet's grilled cheeses they don't finish. And so I love it. I'm back.
I'm like a dog in another room. If I smell Danielle with the frying pan with the grilled cheese for the kids, I perk up, my ears get up, I come out.
Man, can I get one of those?
Oh, it's so good. All right, here we go.
Number 3.
A classic in New York, grilled chicken, roasted red peppers, and mutz, little balsamic. The bread has to be the salmonella for it to work. It's like that hearty with the seeds.
Salmonella? Isn't that like a fish?
No, it's the bread with the seeds, like the Italian roll.
It's called salmonella.
Salmonella bread. What am I getting wrong?
I don't know.
I got to look that up.
Honestly, I'm trusting you on this.
All right, the grilled chicken, roasted peppers, mutz on salmonella bread. All right, here we go.
Number 2.
Peanut butter and jelly. Another one that has come back in a big way. I love an Uncrustable. I think peanut butter and jelly gets punished in society for being too classic.
Yeah. I tried to make a peanut butter jelly sandwich about 2 weeks ago in the middle of the night because I was very hungry, and I ran into a problem. The peanut butter kept ripping the bread.
Ripping
I
the
brought
bread.
the bread out with the knife. I got the peanut butter, and as I'm trying to spread it, the bread would break. And I realized that when I was a kid, I never made the peanut butter and jelly.
You doing chunky peanut butter? Is that why?
No, it was regular peanut butter.
Anthony Gallo has alerted me that I am looking for semolina bread, not
Yes.
salmonella
Yes,
bread.
salmonella is a bacteria.
Well, you
It
don't want
causes
that.
poisoning. Diarrhea causes effects like diarrhea and fever and stomach cramps.
Good job, Sean.
Well, you definitely don't want your
It
grilled
comes from
chicken on that.
undercooked meat and dairy products.
That's where I've heard it, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Semolina is the hearty bread for that
Semolina.
grilled chicken.
There you
sandwich.
go. Now it makes sense.
Okay, now I'm embarrassed. Here we go.
Number 1.
And the number 1 best sandwich of all time is the turkey club. You asked about adding the bacon. This covers it all. Club sandwich is the bacon, the lettuce, tomato, and a turkey with that goat meat. Slap a little mayo on there. You want to do triple decker at the diner? Be my guest. You want to do regular? The turkey
But you know
club.
what's interesting about that sandwich? Without bacon, it's terrible.
I agree. The bacon gives that oomph, that
Yes.
crunch.
Yes. Without it, it's just too much meat.
Yeah. And I omit,
random deli meat.
but I feel that way about the BLT. If you just do the bacon, I think the bacon and turkey go together. They're like Pippen and Jordan. It's unbelievable. And there's your list.
There you go. Good job, Sean. Every
Thank
day,
you.
right around this time, as you're about to get hungry, your Cinco de Lunch show. Let's get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. If you've missed any of the show, you can rewind it on the Odyssey app. All the way back to the very beginning when we talked about the importance of the Mets sealing the deal on Kyle Tucker and changing all perceptions of this offseason if they can get this done. Ray is in Waterbury. What's up, Ray?
Hi, guys. Great show as usual. I heard John Heyman on MLB Network this morning. Plus, I read a website story on Toronto's website saying that they're kind of doubting that the Blue Jays are going to up the ante for Tucker because they don't want they got long term, but they don't want to up the AAV because they're tied down with the first baseman there. And John, and John Heyman's kind of doubting Toronto, so he thinks it's basically the Mets and Toronto and the Dodgers now. Hopefully we get this done because it changes the whole winter.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the Dodgers are the team that scares me the most, only because the Blue Jays, yes, they're making the long-term offer. But if Kyle Tucker had gotten the long-term offer he wanted, I think this would be done. Plus, the Blue Jays aren't negotiating against another team who's making a long-term offer,
right?
Which makes you think he doesn't really want to go to Toronto. The Dodgers feel like the threat because they can do exactly what the Mets are doing, which is a huge AAV offer on a short-term deal. Now, one factor, which has been brought up before, I talked about it briefly last night on the Rico, is that because Kyle Tucker has the QO attached to him, means you give up a draft pick. In the Mets' case, it would be a second and fifth-round pick. But in the Dodgers and Blue Jays case, since they've already lost those 2 picks, they'd have to give up even more. And that would be daunting to a team to basically give up so much capital from this upcoming draft.
But do you think that they care about it?
I think that they care about it, but if you're already making an offer to Tucker and you're trying to get him, you've already decided that it's worth it.
Of course. So I don't think they necessarily are worried about their future draft picks because if they need somebody, their current rules allow them to just buy that person.
But also keep this in mind, and I think this is impacting the Mets. I'm not sure the Dodgers. If you're giving up multiple draft picks for a free agent, you probably want that player for more than 1 year. So Kyle Tucker's getting a short-term offer, but I don't think it's an offer that allows him to opt out after 1 year because I don't think a lot of teams want to give up 2 draft picks for 1 year of a player. For 3 years of a player, sure. For 4 years of a player, sure. So I almost think that the Mets and the Dodgers prefer the short term, but not too short.
Right.
Because you don't want to lose them after 1 year. Rob's in White Plains. Hey, Rob.
Hey, guys. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good.
Just quickly before I get to my point, you guys are mentioning the best game that was ever played in Giants Stadium. I'm going to have to say it was actually the Giants versus the Redskins in the NFC Championship game, which led to us going to our first Super Bowl, and I was there, so that to me was the best. Jim Burke jumping up in the stands, everything going all over the place, all the paper. That to me was the best.
You know what I think has to happen based on your phone call and based on Sean's arrogance and even Tiki's comments? I think tomorrow we should all unveil our 5 best games at Giants Stadium. You are going to be biased respectfully to the fact that was your building. You're going to be biased, Sean, as a Giant fanboy. I'll be biased as a Jet fan, and then we can compare notes. So I think tomorrow, a very special Cinco where we all give our top 5 games ever at the old Giant Stadium.
I like it, and it dawned on me, you're a pathetic human being. You know that?
Wow, that was a shout across
I
the
mean,
bow.
that is very harsh.
I question your Jet fandom.
Why?
Because your punchback at Tiki was a couple, okay, they closed the building with the Bengals. Don't you have your own 41 donut
Yes,
playoff
against
game?
the Indianapolis Colts.
Why didn't you mention that first?
Because I think closing out Giant Stadium against the Cincinnati Bengals and making the playoffs after they were left to dead, to me, see, you're making me spoil my list, and I don't appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, so
That's my number
what
one.
happened after that?
We won 2 playoff games and got to the AFC Championship game.
You beat-
What happened after 41-0 to the Colts is that they went to Oakland and lost to the Raiders. So while it's the last home playoff game they've ever had, and there's a specialness to that, which means it would be on my Cinco, I do not put that ahead of them beating the Bengals on that Sunday night. I disagree.
It's 41-0 versus Peyton Manning, and you haven't had a home playoff game since. It's number one for you.
Here's what's going to happen now. I'm just going to give you my list now, and you guys will be the stars tomorrow with your Giants.
You don't have to give us the other 4.
No, because you're getting me to debate this game. It's not number one to me.
Well, it's personal then.
Of course it's personal.
It's debatable.
I was at one of them. I was at the one that closed down Giant Stadium.
It's a regular season game.
Dude, it wasn't. They won and they got in.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean anything. 2 on my list would be the Wellington Merit game.
Okay.
That's a regular season game.
Oh, it's good.
You have no right to tell me.
Did the Bengals even play starters in the second half?
It's irrelevant, bro.
It is relevant.
It's irrelevant. Now, I don't want to disrespect.
Yeah, when the other team doesn't try, does it count?
Come on, you went to a glorified preseason game. You put it number 1.
That's not fair. I don't want to disrespect my 41-0 game.
That is true. How is that number 1?
Because of what? Do you want me to go through it?
They didn't even try.
Final game.
The Bengals wanted to lose.
That's fine. You want to hear my answer?
Okay, go ahead.
After the Jets lost to the Falcons a few weeks earlier on a Tony Gonzalez game-winning touchdown, Rex Ryan in his post-game press conference said, I guess we're not making the playoffs. The Jets were not dead, yet the head coach of the team thought they were dead. We all remember the Curtis Painter situation. Peyton Manning, Colts undefeated, gets pulled out of the game. Here comes Curtis Painter. Jets come back and they beat the Colts. It was a miracle that they were even set up for this win-and-go-in game against a team that if they beat, they were going to play the following week. So just set that up. The other set of emotions was this was the final game at Giant Stadium. My entire life, I was told arrogantly by you that it's your stadium.
I mean, our name was literally on the side of the building.
Oh, I know.
Literally.
We didn't have to tell you. You just had to drive past.
I know.
Yes.
It's your stadium.
Hey, where are you going? Giant Stadium.
I
Hey,
know.
where are you playing today? Giant Stadium. Hey, whose name is on that building? The New York Giants.
Just proving my point. I had a chance
not my
to
fault. It's
close
just what it was
down
called.
your stadium in grand fashion by making the playoffs. How'd the Giants do that year? Oh, let me save you the trouble. You didn't make the playoffs. No one even remember. Can I finish? You asked me a question. I'm giving you a diatribe on why it's number 1.
I'm trying
and
to
you want to
save
cut
you.
me off?
I'm
There's
trying
no
to save
saving.
you.
Let me continue. I was having a chance to close down your stadium to get into the playoffs. It was also one of the coldest days ever. I went there. I sat there in the bathroom right before kickoff to keep myself warm. And we destroyed the Bengals.
Because they didn't try?
I don't care if they tried.
So Giant Stadium likely opened with a preseason game, and they closed with one.
Yeah, exactly. And
Exactly.
so they destroyed the Bengals, which earned the right to play the Bengals again the following week. And it led to one of my favorite runs in Jet history, beating Cincinnati, beating the Chargers in San Diego, a game I was at again with Joe, and then obviously the brutal AFC title loss to Peyton Manning. So from a personal standpoint and from what it led to and from where they came from, it's my favorite game ever at Giant Stadium. It's a top 5 victory in my fandom as a Jet fan. It's not the greatest win of all time in my fandom, but it's up there. And so, with all due respect to closing down Giant Stadium a week earlier before the Indianapolis game, in which they beat the Green Bay Packers and won the division, the last division title they had, that is absolutely up there. The 41-0 game against the Colts, absolutely up there. The AFC divisional round game against Jacksonville, absolutely up there. Like, don't get me wrong. I got some wins. But my favorite win is closing down Giant Stadium by beating the Bengals. Now that I've told you my love and my love affairs with it, now you could say whatever the hell you want.
So if you were
I don't really care.
If you were at the 41-0 game, would you have felt differently? Do you think so?
Of course.
Okay, then that's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
I mean, you won a preseason game, and then you ended up going on to beat two other teams that are worse choke artists than the Jets in the playoffs, and you want to celebrate it, and that's fine. You've decided to do that.
You're a condescending bastard. Did you just hear?
I did. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
I'm factual. Now, you can not like my tone. Factually, I did not say anything incorrect.
You're minimizing a run to the AFC Championship game. It's special to me. And yes, 1,000% being in the building.
But that game wasn't. Those games weren't played in Giant Stadium.
So?
I'm talking about a game.
I did. I told you the game.
Standalone.
Week 17, Jets Bengals. I already told you the game.
So you played a bunch of guys who the next year were driving for Cintas, and you called that the best game in Giant Stadium history.
You know what? I hope John Harbaugh leaves. I hope he goes to Tennessee. Screw both of you. He's so mean. Let's go to Moses in Brentwood. What's up, Moses?
Hey, hi, Evan.
Hi.
First time caller. I remember when all the years you did with Joe B.
Nice.
You know?
Thank you for listening, man. What's up?
Okay. Two questions I want to ask you. One is, I'm sorry, as a Met fan, I'm sick and tired of those freaking short-term contracts. You have an all-star player. Why give a contract and then he can opt out in 1 year? Why sign him?
Well, I
want him more than that.
I wouldn't want him to opt out after 1 year. Like, I wouldn't want that. But the reason you want him to opt out after 3 years is, to me, it's a win-win. If he opts out, and let's say it's a 4-year deal and he opts out after 3, that means he had good years.
Yeah.
That means he helped my team.
Right.
And
Because he's only opting out if he had good years.
Correct. And also, it allows me to reevaluate in 3 years. I have a billionaire owner. If I want to keep him, and we all argue with each other that they should keep him, they can. But maybe Carson Bench becomes a superstar by that point. Maybe the landscape of the team is different. So I disagree with you. Now, 1-year deals are different than the 3-year deal because a 3-year cycle is a good amount of time.
Right. You can figure out whether or not you really like and he fits and if it's worth it for whatever the extension might be.
And a lot can change in 3 years.
1 year is random.
Yes.
I mean, that's the Cody Bellinger thing with the Yankees. It's 1 year. He's here. It's like, yeah, he looked like a Yankee. He fit the role. He was the part, but do we want him for 7?
Right.
Or are we good with 5?
And think about what the back end of that deal looks like. Like, obviously, if I want the player, I'll be willing to do things that are uncomfortable. But if you're asking me what my preference is, I would prefer the guy on a shortish term deal. Pete in Massapequa. What's up, Pete?
Hey, guys. I just wanted to say quickly, you guys nauseate me. I'm taking all 3 of your Italian cards away. Salmonella bread?
Hey, I called him on it, Pete. I'm black. I'm black, by the way, so I know I'm not Italian.
Yeah, but Tiki, you do fine dining. It's semolina bread, you mose.
Semolina. Semolina.
Look, here's the good news. Sean is the one who deserves the massive L. Tiki didn't know, but he knew because he was quick enough to say, hey, that doesn't sound right. And I was just here smiling as a pretty face.
Like, okay, I'm sure that bacteria will taste delicious going down with some moots.
But the real negative in this was Sean. Sean deserves the massive L.
And I have admitted I was wrong, which is something I've been told I don't do enough. I was wrong. It's not salmonella bread. I don't know why I said that.
Do you have a YouTube camera in there?
Do I?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I've actually never seen our show on YouTube. Let me click on it right now.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a camera of Sean Morris.
All right, Sean needs to wear an L right now.
Yeah, where now?
Where are they?
They're right here. I have them all organized.
I'll bring it into you, Sean.
All right, you're going to have to bring it into me.
All right.
Something could explode if I leave.
I have a whole cabinet of L's that we have.
Oh.
And for those that are new to the show, we hand out L's when they're deserved to be worn. And clearly, Sean's screwing up salmonella deserves an L. And so now for our YouTube audience, for those consuming Evan and Tiki on YouTube, first of all, hello. How are you? Let me see what they're talking about on the YouTube chat. Sean Morash has ruined WFAN.
You don't have to go to a YouTube chat to see that statement.
That's not nice.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Met talk, by the way. It's a Rico.
You know what?
Because we started with Mets.
That was 3 hours ago.
By the way, we need to do more podcasts around here because we're getting Rico callers calling WFAN. That's pretty baller.
So you want to start a podcast?
I should start a podcast.
You should.
Yeah.
Sean's got
I'm going
to
to do it on Cheer. Think you'll get cheerleaders calling?
Yes, absolutely.
I love that.
All right, so for the YouTube audience out there, Sean is now wearing his L because he screwed up the Manila thing.
Could you imagine your last name being Manila and your first name being Sal and walking around life like that?
That's good. That's good. That's not too bad.
Is that a dad joke?
No, it just dawned on me. Like, there's got to be a salmonella out there.
Jeff is in Westchester. What's up, Jeff?
I'm calling to opine on the Cinco de Lunch fiasco that was today.
Let's hear it.
I was squirming in my seat about the salmonella, but I'm glad you got some help there. But let me ask you, was it Sean or was it Evan with the trouble with the peanut butter? Because nobody's helped out with that yet.
That was me,
All right.
yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Do you keep your peanut butter in the refrigerator?
Yes.
That is why your bread is breaking, my friend.
Oh, because it's too hard.
Yeah, you don't need. Why do you keep peanut butter in the refrigerator?
It just feels like
you're worried about salmonella.
Keeps it cool, keeps it fresh.
What?
So you need to keep it at room temperature? Is that
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I'll start doing that.
The jelly goes in the refrigerator.
That's right. That's right. The jelly's in the refrigerator. That's a very good point.
That's funny. He knew exactly what your issue was.
He diagnosed it immediately. We'll get to your calls coming up, 888-808-1019. And sometimes we got to be the bad guy, but one of our coworkers is about to go on trial for a crime against sports fanmanity. We'll do it coming up. It's Evan and Tiki here on The Fan.
If you're looking to level up your wardrobe, check out Collars & Co. You might have seen them on Shark Tank where they landed a deal with Mark Cuban. They're the team behind the dress collar polo that sold over 1 million shirts. Now they've launched the Maverick Performance Blazer, and this thing is seriously legit. Sharp, lightweight, and completely wrinkle-resistant, making it perfect for travel. Just pack it up, and it comes out looking fresh. Plus, get smart features like security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. Go hit up my boys at collarsandco.com. Use code Tiki for 20% off at collarsandco.com.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The Philadelphia Eagles fired offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo following a miserable season for the Eagles offense that culminated with the loss on Sunday to the San Francisco 49ers. And while this was absolutely necessary for the Eagles to fire Patullo, they need to take this one step further and trade star wide receiver A.J. Brown. You can be dramatic and petulant if you're winning, but if you're losing, I don't think his act plays in Philly. I'm Nick Hostos.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ETHOS.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Town Fair Tire sells Continental winter tires for the guaranteed lowest price because we stock more Continental tires than any other tire dealer. So we buy for less and we sell Continental winter tires for less. Plus, you always get more from Town Fair. Yes, more free services than any other tire dealer. Now with over 120 locations and still growing. Nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. I mean, nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire at Nielsen. Fun is in the driver's seat.
Your best year starts with a savings.
Don't miss the January Jumpstart event at Nielsen Dodge.
That's right, Chels. We're ready to start your new year with low lease payments to get you driving.
Lease a new 2026 Dodge Durango GT Plus all-wheel drive Hemi V8, just $299 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesman Crew Cab 4x4, just $359 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
With zero down payment and the credit help you deserve.
Come see all the great savings we've lined up so you can start your new year driving happy and hassle-free. Let the fun begin.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at nielsendodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
At Nielsen Dodge.
Sun is in the driver's seat.
Start something new sales event. With approval term Durango 36, Ram 42 months due at sign, Durango 55.99, Ram 59.54 at tax tag 498 doc and DMV fees.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you feel embarrassed, trapped, maybe even ashamed just because you own a timeshare? Well, I'm here to tell you you're not alone. Chuck McDowell here, the timeshare cancellation guy. I get over 3,000 complaints a week from all kinds of folks that feel the same way you do. Honest people, teachers, veterans, grandparents, all losing sleep over a timeshare they can't get rid of. That's why 15 years ago, I founded Wesley Financial Group to help people take their lives back. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we would want our own family to be treated. That mindset has helped us cancel over 50,000 timeshares from people just like you. So if you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-261-3377. 800-261-3377. 800-261-3377.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Let's go!
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costa Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action and get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We love talking about the Knicks and Nets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
All right, we got to take care of some family business around here. Tiki Barber and I, Evan Roberts, will be the fair jurors in this. But one of our coworkers is being tried for crimes against sports fan manatee. And Sean Morash will act as the trial lawyer. Let me set it up for you.
Keyword manatee.
Manatee, yeah. I had heard this story vaguely before by our coworker, Chris Big Mac McMonagle. Something along the lines of him coaching his son's flag football team and them being the Eagles. Yesterday, while listening to my dear friends Craig Carton and Chris Big Mac McMonagle, a caller called up and said, hey, Big Mac, you're a fraud. You chant Fly Eagles Fly, and you ran to the store to buy Kelly Green Eagle jerseys for your kids.
No.
Here is Big Mac's quick defense on yesterday's show regarding those allegations.
2 years ago, my oldest son was the Eagles. This year, my younger son was the Eagles.
So what do you say that's inaccurate?
That I have them go Eagles, or that I went out
It would
and
seem
bought-
that's what you would do if you're coaching the Eagles.
No, we don't say anything
Come on,
Eagles.
kids, let's go.
No. Eagles. I wouldn't even do that. And the idea that I went out and bought nothing but Kelly color green.
Well,
I wore the jersey that they provided for the coaches.
Was it an NFL Play 60 jersey?
Yeah, it's like one of
so
those
it's a green
sponsored-
one.
and it says Eagles on it.
It says Eagles on it.
Yes.
And you got to wear it.
Yes.
And you did.
I did.
Proudly.
Yes.
Loved it.
I'm coaching my
Family
son's
picture.
team. Yes.
So, Sean, the floor is yours. And by the way, we have invited Big Mac. He is here. He may be busy. He has a chance to defend himself. So far, I haven't seen him. And the rumor is he has no defense. So he's just going to let Sean abuse him. And then obviously Tiki and I will decide. But I haven't seen Big Mac. So my assumption is he knows this is. Oh, he's walking in. Hey, Big Mac, how's it going, pal?
What's up, children?
Don't talk about me
Ooh,
without
he's wearing,
me in the building.
If you're watching on YouTube, Chris is wearing Eagles Midnight Black.
All right, Big Mac, sit down. Before you defend yourself, because you deserve a right to a fair trial, okay. Sean is the trial lawyer. He would like to prosecute you right now for the information that we just laid out based on the interactions yesterday on the Carton Show with Big Mac, Chris McMonagle. Go ahead.
All right, so there's a couple things at play here. Number one, I could totally sympathize with the idea that, hey, your kid plays for a team, you want to support him, yada, yada, yada. But Chris is a terrible father, a terrible coach to his father, to his kid, because here's the deal. When you sign up for this flag football league and it's sponsored by NFL Play 60, you go in there and say, hey, listen, I'd really like to volunteer, help out, coach, but on one condition. I cannot be the Cowboys. I cannot be the Eagles. You want to reach an extended hand, say, I'll be the Jets. Maybe you'll live with that. That's just for starters. Then, when you get past that, if the league still screws you over, and I'm assuming Chris did that because what Giant fan wouldn't do that, once they hand you the Eagles equipment, you have to make a pretty, I think, fair decision, which is, I'm not going to rob this opportunity from my kid. He's going to play. But he is not to say let's go Eagles at any point. And we are going to go rogue to the league. We are not calling ourselves the Eagles. They could put that in the standings. They could put that on the schedule. We are renaming ourselves something else with the color green. And lastly, when I hear there, I cringe. I cringe when I hear this. They handed whatever the coach's jersey is. I must have missed the last 7 weeks of the Giants season, what number Mike Kafka wore on the sideline, or what Aaron Glenn played for the Jets as Jet jersey. He didn't put on 31 and go coach the Jets. You show up with any colored sweatshirt that's not green at a protest, and you still coach, and you force somebody from that league to go put it on your back, and then you argue back that I've already requested not to be the Eagles. I lived this life. My daughter was a Met last year in T-ball. A Met.
Wow.
I was able to assist and coach only on Saturdays. Looking forward to the full season this year. Thanks for taking those hours, Big Mac. And in that spot, I was handed a Met hat. And do you know where the Met hat went? The dumpster at the school the day I had it. Never once did I wear the color orange. I even didn't wear Giants blue to anything because I didn't want it to be misconstrued in any way. I wore black, I wore gray, and at no point did I allow my daughter to do a 1-2-3 Mets when in her breaking huddle with the team.
What did she do?
She called them Team Orange because that's what I taught her. Wow. And that's what you're supposed to do, and it's pathetic to put on an Eagle jersey and coach the Eagles. Chris, ashamed of yourself.
That is great fathering, by the way.
Thank you, because I know what I'm doing as a dad.
I can't hear you, buddy.
Oh, that's right. I have to put his mic up. Funny. Ain't no fun when the rabbit's got the gun. Do you know how to put your mic on, Chris? Yes, my mic is on. Oh, wait. No, that's the different one.
Yeah.
There you go.
God help you. He might be a good father. He's a terrible board operator.
No, not worse than you, bro.
No, worse than me. Worse than me, bro. Are you done yet, you child? Because I didn't hear a father. I heard a child. I heard a little infant crying about what the entire town put on you. This is ridiculous. I'm the father. I coached the team. We got the jersey. It doesn't say Hurts on the back or Barkley on the back or Randall Cunningham on the back. It says Eagles. I went to Cary High School. I was a Seahawk. Should I have asked Cary to change it because I hate the Seahawks? Because Sean Alexander ran all over the Giants? Have you ever had an Eagle on your fantasy football team?
Chris,
have you ever rooted for an Eagle to score a touchdown to win you money?
No.
Never. You've never drafted an Eagle. You're so full of crap.
Nope.
You absolutely have. You're so full of crap. For money, you're willing to do things you won't do for your children.
Have you heard of an emotional hedge, Chris?
Yeah, no. An emotional hedge? What the hell does that mean?
That means
I know what an emotional hedge is.
That means last year in the Super Bowl, I bet Saquon to score a touchdown. I wasn't rooting for it, but I've happened to win money on it. It's great.
Also, money's okay. Children, no good. Money, I'm willing to root for the Eagles. Children, I cannot.
Yes.
And I'm not rooting for the Eagles. And we didn't go Eagles. I said that in the clip. I refused to say go Eagles. I forget what we did. Honestly, I don't remember. And I had 2 years of it. I had 2 years of it.
Go football.
The type football I had. My son,
That's even
my older
worse
son.
that you had 2 years of it.
2 years of it.
Because your first year experience, I'm assuming.
not going to the Warwick Flag Football League and saying, my name is Chris McMonagle and I won't put on an Eagles jersey. What's wrong with you?
Pull the, do you know who I am?
That's what I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. We didn't say go Eagles. We didn't say go Eagles. We didn't run the Philly special. We didn't do any of that crap. The shirt said Eagles. It is not a Philadelphia Eagles jersey.
Chris, you're embarrassing.
No, I'm not.
You're not going to the Warwick Flag Football League commissioner?
Yes.
Chris, who do you think this guy is? He's not actually Goodell. He works at Stop and Shop.
Who do I think I am to go there and make demands of anyone?
Yes, it's all you say. Hey, listen, I'm a big Giant fan,
First of all,
as you know.
I wasn't the head coach. I was the assistant head coach, and I'm not telling anyone we can't do anything, except we did not say go Eagles.
But that's your problem. That you're spineless. You have no
I'm
backbone.
No.
You're afraid to tell a guy who's so insignificant, who's just looking to get by and fill out a little paper schedule.
I am not afraid to wear letters on my shirt because I'm some sort of weirdo.
Chris.
Who cares? I'm well versed in who I am, what I root for, and what kind of person I am. I don't need to hide the fact that I would ever don an Eagles jersey because I'm a Giant fan. Who gives a damn?
You're a sad
It's a
excuse
shirt
for a
that I wore for my children's sake.
Why did you wear the shirt?
What?
Did you think they would have forcefully removed you from the sideline for wearing a regular sweatshirt?
No, because I wanted to be on the team with my sons.
You wanted to be on the team?
Well, I wanted to be part of the team.
Part of the team?
Yes.
Head coaches don't wear jerseys.
He's an assistant coach.
They provided the jerseys, so I wore it.
So you know what you do with that jersey?
What do I do with it?
You clean your car.
Oh, clean my car with it. I don't know where the hell it is now, but the idea that a Giant fan can't understand himself enough to go put on a shirt that says anything else. I don't give a damn what it says, what team it is. And again, it is not an Eagles jersey. I am not wearing a Philadelphia Eagles jersey.
Chris. So if your son plays Little League next year and you're the manager and they hand you the Red Sox hat, you put it on?
Wow, this is a real tough one. Yes, you dope. Yes.
I'll
wear the Red Sox.
Me?
Yes, why?
Wow. What happened to you, man?
It's not the Boston Red Sox. It's the Warwick Red Sox.
You work a week and a half with Craig and you really don't care about sports anymore.
I did this 2 years ago. I care about my children.
Okay, I mean, I care about mine, and they knew better.
Well, I'm just saying. Okay,
and you know, my kid doesn't
but
say,
I'm saying
let's
for
go
fantasy
Mets.
purposes, for betting
Your
purposes,
son thinks it's okay.
to root for the Eagles.
Yeah,
but when it comes to your son or your daughter or your children, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. That's where you draw the line as a Giant fan. That's where you draw the line.
Yes, your kids are now growing up in a house where they think it's okay to support the Eagles, and I want you to live with that. And I want you to understand that.
It's not okay to support the Eagles. They are the enemy when we watch them on TV.
Do they know this?
And yes, they know they're the enemy. But
they understand
I am not.
I've
been on record with this. Let's see how this goes. For Christmas this year, my son got a Josh Allen jersey.
Okay,
we are not Bills fans. We don't root for the Bills. But he's wearing a Josh Allen jersey because he likes Josh Allen, because he plays Madden and he likes Josh Allen. And I'm not going to tell him. I'm not going to be one of those people who are like, we do nothing but Giants around here. And what does that hat say? Red Sox, Met? We're throwing it in the trash. Hell, let's burn it.
Chris.
Let's set it on fire, in fact.
Chris, all you had to do was go to the dopey commissioner. Really wouldn't have cared anyway and just say, can we be the Jaguars?
No,
and they would have
absolutely
set you
not.
up fine.
Absolutely not.
You know what's going to happen now?
What's going to happen?
Craig is going to go to the commissioner and always make sure you are the coach of
I have no
team.
problem wearing anything. I would wear a Cowboys thing. I would wear an Eagles thing.
No,
it is not the NFL. I am not supporting the Dallas Cowboys. I am not a Cowboy fan. I'm secure enough in my own fandom to know what I am and what I'm not.
Here's what you do. You show up next game day.
Yeah.
Shirt and tie.
Okay, yeah, let's Chris. But then I'm Tom Landry.
Doesn't matter.
I'm
Chris,
supporting the Cowboys' history.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Chris, all I know is 2 weeks ago, the Bayshore Little League commissioner came up to me and said, I just want to make sure after last year's blunder, are the Mariners okay? And I said, fine.
Think about
because
that,
I
Sean.
put my foot
Think
down.
about a guy who you said you tried to belittle by saying he works at the supermarket or whatever. It's snide
What's wrong
comment.
with the supermarket?
Nothing
My dad
wrong
did
with
forever.
But that's you kind of put the connotation on it that he's not a real commissioner. He's the guy who stocks the
Because
shelves.
you acted like he was good out.
No. I acted like he's a guy who's taking time out of his own personal life to run a league, and the last thing he needs is a headache from me to say you have to make sure I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that. Otherwise, I won't coach, and you go find somebody else to coach the Tiki Eagles.
Chris,
you're embarrassing yourself.
Chris, how many teams are in the league? How many teams are in the league? Just real quick, last point.
Yes.
How many teams?
For the guys?
Just give me 6 teams, 4 teams. What are you talking
something like that. 4, 6.
Okay.
All I know is last year the
Dolphins
beat the Saints in the championship last year, and we were champions as the Dolphins.
So wouldn't
was
have been
it
that
okay
big
to
a
wear
stretch.
Dolphins?
Yes, it wouldn't have been that big a stretch to say make us the Dolphins. You lost, you're pathetic, and that's fine.
Okay. Whatever you say. I think I acquitted myself quite well here.
First of all,
it's
a good argument.
Tiki and I will decide. I thought you guys did a great job. Big Mac, excellent work.
Thank you.
All right,
Just saying.
Thank you.
You know, You're allowed to have hated rivals and still wear I grew up in Franklin Square, right?
So sensitive.
Well, now I know why we got nothing out of Manfred from Chris.
Well, I'm just. Well, listen. I grew up in Cary High School, right? I was the bitter enemy was the Garden City Trojans. I still use them in my 20s. I mean, there's no problem. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I didn't go to lambskin because I hated the Trojans.
That's a good line.
It took a minute to get that. I got it.
I've had it outside and I didn't use it in the argument, and I'm like, I'm not leaving without using it.
That's amazing.
You will be judged in absentia, but thanks for still coming.
Good
here.
argument.
See you back.
No, good argument, Big Mac. Because I got to be honest with you, when I heard it, where the hell are you? When I heard it live, you were dead to me. But I thought you made a really good argument, and you may have changed my opinion. But Tiki Barber, your thoughts on this?
Look, I think the easy
crime?
answer is to do what I said. Even if you do look like Tom Landry, put a sweater on instead of a coat jacket. Jacket and tie, or shirt and tie. And that way you look very professional. I'm taking my job serious. My buddy Greg Jensen, who coaches hockey, he does this. He dresses up sometimes. Wore a tie, then they lost, so he had to not stop wearing a tie. Look the part of the coach. Forget the colors. Doesn't matter the team.
Yeah.
You are just the coach. That's the easy way. Now, with that being said, there's no way you're putting on an Eagles jersey.
Wow.
No chance in hell.
Wow.
You can do that and claim you're a Giants fan. No
He's
way.
Convicted Big Mac.
No chance. You just can't.
Yeah.
Because it's NFL sponsored. So it's not like this is just some bootlegged version of the NFL Eagles. This is the Eagles stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is representative of the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, I can throw on a Jet jersey because I don't hate the Jets.
No,
Hell,
you've done.
I live in Florham Park. I run by Park Avenue over there half the time. So I don't hate the Jets. So when I wore the Breece Hall, wherever it is, the Breece Hall jersey, it's like, that was just cool. And he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
And he signed it for me. It's awesome. No way I would ever put on an Eagle jersey.
Yeah. Wow. Tiki convicting Big Mac. I got to tell you, and Big Mac made a great argument, but he's still wrong. Here's what I would have done. And maybe I'm not as extreme as Sean, but I'll get that opportunity this year because they do sometimes give you real teams in the league. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to let my kid play for the Yankees. We have a no-trade clause.
There you go.
And so what I would do is I'd say, I'm going to give you a choice. Choice one is, we're not the Yankees. Mm-hmm. Choice two is, my son's going to another team. And the good news is my kids, especially Jet when it comes to the Mets and the Yankees, is convicted enough to where he'll take care of it. Right. He won't want to wear the Yankee jersey. So I kind of agree. And by the way, let's say I lose and there's nothing I could do. Your kid's either out of the Little League or he has to be a Yankee. Of course, I'll allow him to be a Yankee. It's his choice. I'll let him decide. But the one thing I won't do is put a freaking Yankee hat or Yankee shirt on.
No chance.
I ain't doing that.
Because you're a man, Evan. You're a man. But, you don't want to inconvenience the guy who doesn't care what teams or kids are on either. That was the worst excuse. I couldn't believe he said that.
Yeah, well.
And wants to be on the team. How sad, living through his kids vicariously.
So we have convicted Big Mac. Now, the problem is we have no jurisdiction to do anything about it. He doesn't work for our show, so he just has to live with the scarlet letter that we decided he committed a crime against sportsmanity. And I guess it's up to you guys out there on how you now view Big Mac.
Yeah, since this is our turf, anytime he comes into our country, our show, he is in jail.
Yeah, he's a convicted like fan manatee, eagle, whatever, whenever he's around here. But I could also see he does not like Sean questioning his fandom.
Wow.
There's a rivalry between Sean and Big Mac, and I'll tell you what it's about. It's a childish thing, but it's clear. They root mostly for the same teams.
Yeah.
And sometimes
Yankees,
Giants and Yankees are the Kings, and obviously the Rangers as well. But I've always said this about presidents. Former presidents tend to get along better with those of the other party. It's always been true.
Why is that?
Because there's no rivalry. Both sides already don't get along, but like Barack Obama and Bill Clinton don't have a great relationship. Why, you ask? Because there's a rivalry on who's the more beloved Democratic president.
Who was the better Democrat?
Meanwhile,
who was the first black president?
That's right. Because Bill Clinton still thinks it was him.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, George W. Bush gets along better with Clinton or Obama. So there's always this cross-party thing.
That might be because of Bush.
Yeah, he's just a good dude.
He's just a good dude.
Okay, I'll go back further. There was always talk that Dwight Eisenhower and John Kennedy got along really well. So there's always this cross-party thing, and I think with their fandoms, there's just a rivalry. Like Big Mac thinks he's the Yankee Giant guy, and Sean thinks he's the Yankee Giant guy.
What about Abraham Lincoln and James Buchanan?
That's a different world. That one. I mean, Lincoln had to start a party.
Right.
So I don't know if I count that one. So I think there's a giant Yankee rivalry between the two of you. And when Big Mac feels attacked when you're attacking his fandom, because he's like, I'm a better fan than you, and you're like, I'm a better fan than you, and it's like an ugly scene. You guys get your friends, don't get me wrong, but there's like that rivalry on fandom between the two of you.
Yeah, I never felt the insecurity, but if he does, I mean, I guess it just says a lot about him and his fandom. So,
all right, there you go. Sean's got to get the last word in,
as always.
Let's go to Ralph in East Islip. What's up, Ralph?
Hey, Ralph.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
just real quick. If you cut my right arm, I think it bleeds orange, and if you cut my left arm, I think it bleeds blue. But when my sons were in Little League and I was the coach, I can tell you right now, he was on the A's, the Tigers, the Yankees, and the Mets. And I was the coach, the head coach, or whatever you want to call it, the manager, when he was the Yankees and the Mets. I could care less that it was the Yankees. It was my son. If my son ever made it to the major leagues and it was a Yankee, guess who I'm rooting for? I'm rooting for the New York Yankees.
Well said.
So McMonagle wins that argument. No,
there you go.
100%.
That's a victory for Big Mac. By the way, it is an extreme.
No different than Cam Schlittler.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exactly it.
Well, but getting to the major leagues is a far different thing. Like, if my sons ever got to the NFL and they were playing for the Miami Dolphins, I would root for their success.
Right.
I don't know if I'd root for the team's success.
Well, look, smaller
I'd root
scale.
for their success.
Well, smaller scale. My mom and dad were Hokies. They went to Virginia Tech. We went to University of Virginia. For 4 years, my mom was a Cav. She's a Cavalier fan. She rooted for us. As soon as it was over, she was back to rooting for the Hokies.
Yeah.
But for 4 years, she was influenced by where her children were.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay then. That makes sense. I get it. Sure. No, it's the level. It's the level. Little league kids, screw them. You make it to the pros, then I can change my fandom, wear anything I want, go to parties. It's fine. But like when they're little kids, screw those kids.
You're still so pissed at us.
No, I'm just saying it's ridiculous. I hope you guys hear how ridiculous you are.
Now who needs the last word?
Oh, well, no. If he goes to the pros, it's completely different. Okay, completely different.
T-Mac,
you got your own show.
I know. It's funny. Craig said the same thing to him yesterday. He's like, why do you always have to get the last word? So it's everywhere.
You can kill us in like an hour.
Yeah, he had all day. Let's go to Barry in New York City. What's up, Barry?
You guys just kind of answered my question, but just give me 2 minutes because I think I love Sean. I think he's 100% right. But like you just said, if his kid goes pro one day and the Eagles pick him, what do you do? But here's my point. So my brother went to Penn State. We're a big Penn State family. My daughter went to college this year. She's a freshman at Wake Forest. We looked at Michigan. My father's like, it's not happening. Because we're Penn State fans. He's like, I can't. It's my granddaughter. I love her. I can't wear a Michigan shirt. I have to wear Penn State. If Sean's kid gets drafted by the Eagles, that's an amazing accomplishment. But then, like to Tiki's point, after the 4 years are up, you move on. I got it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would even say I root for my kid to succeed, but the team to not necessarily win.
Right.
I asked my dad that when I was a kid because my dad is the most anti-Yankee person ever. Like I've always said that he left the country. Technically not, but he left the mainland United States when the Yankees won the pennant in 1976.
Intentionally?
Yeah, could not be here while
Are
the
you
Yankees.
serious?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he hates the Yankees that much.
He didn't want to see the celebration at all.
No,
so
but
he just left the country.
You know what the funniest part is, Teak?
What?
1976, the Yankees got swept in the World Series. So he left and they got swept.
He would have enjoyed it.
Yeah, he would have enjoyed it. So my dad hates the Yankees. And I asked him when I was a kid, a naive child, what if I make the major leagues? And his answer was, and you're pitching? I hope you guys lose 2-1. Like, you pitch well. I want you to do well, but I don't want you to beat the Mets.
Yeah.
And so I think that's healthy. I think that, and I kind of would lean with that.
Get your 7 years and then go someplace else.
Yeah, then leave as a free agent. Is that what you would do if your daughters were the first ever female NFL players and they got drafted by the Eagles?
Yeah, I mean, I would just root hard for personal success, and I'd root against whatever position they played for the Giants to fail. So when they became immediate free agents, there was an opening there to come home.
Do you know who did that? Not that specific rooting for failures, but do you remember the father who would root for his son, but his son to lose?
Who?
Saquon Barkley's dad.
Oh, yes.
He was wearing the Jets stuff after Jets Giants.
That's right.
And I'm sure he wanted.
That's not as rivalry based as we're talking about.
And yet he still was like, I'm a Jet fan.
Right, but that's Jets Giants. That's not Jets or Giants Eagles or Jets Pats.
Yeah, but that would make it easier to root for the Giants since your son's on the team. He's like, no, I'm a Jet fan. I'm good. I hope you do well,
Yeah,
son.
but it's like a 1 every 4 year thing. So it's a random, not even long-term issue.
If Saquon,
it's a once in a every few year issue.
But if Saquon had signed with Buffalo, you don't think the same thing would have happened?
That would have been harder.
Yeah. By the way, Sean,
because now it's real competition. It's not just the game that you're playing. It's also the division. It just has more layers to it.
Can you get Saquon's dad on the show to break down Jet football? I'd be just curious as a Jet fan to talk about it with him and then even ask him this question. He'd be like our Jet insider.
Sure.
Saquon's dad.
I'll pick up the phone right now. What do we think? 1-800-Saquon's dad?
Come on, do some diving and investigation work. I'd just be curious because he is such a diehard Jet fan that he did that I'd be curious about his opinion on the state of the franchise.
All right, I'll do my due diligence.
Yeah.
It's done. I couldn't find it.
This guy's the worst.
Can I just bring up a funny anecdote as we track John Harbaugh? Dan Duggan brings up this fact about the private plane that John Harbaugh took.
Yeah.
Joe Judge had to take an Amtrak and almost missed his interview because he got off at the wrong Penn station. So we want to see where the Giants are at in the coaching search.
That is amazing.
A little bit different. We'll get back to your calls in a minute. Plus, Mike Tomlin isn't going to coach this season. But what if he decides to coach next season? What would the cost be of trading for Mike Tomlin? We've got history as our guide. It's Evan and Tiki for the next half hour, and then the Carton Show with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle.
All you guys out there know what it's like to be constantly on the go, whether it's kids' sporting events, whether it's traveling to see family, professional or engagements. Juggling life gets so complicated. I do it all the time. But the most important thing for me is to feel safe and have my family safe when I'm not home with them. That's why I turn to my partners at Sloman's. They installed the Sloman Shield Link system into my house, and I got to tell you, it is unbelievable. It combines safety, convenience, and peace of mind, and it's managed all through my phone. So many great things to look forward to when I come home, whether it's the music playing, whether it's having faith that my home is protected by the smoke and fire detectors. But one of the things that I really love is that if I forget to lock a door or turn on a light if I'm out at night, I can do it right from my phone, even if I'm sitting in a restaurant or driving in my car. You could experience the future of home security and automation with the Sloman Shield Link system. So give them a call and check it out. 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. Or visit slomans.com.
This portion of the program is sponsored by your local Mazda dealer.
Make the smart choice, the Mazda CX-5. With standard all-wheel drive, advanced safety, and effortless handling, there's more to a Mazda than meets the eye. Lease your 2025 Mazda CX-5 for only $209 a month and elevate your journey wherever the road takes you. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you beat the book. Bills travel to the Mile High City to take on the top seed Denver Broncos, and I'm willing to ride on the cape of Superman. Josh Allen has statistically been one of the greatest playoff QBs in NFL history, and I expect to see him find the escape hatch multiple times in this game. I'm backing Allen to hit the over on his rushing yards at BetMGM. I'm also rocking with the Bills on the money line to advance once again to the AFC title game. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply by February 11th and get your application fee waived. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Get your application fee waived through February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Something big just rolled into 7-Eleven. Meet our 4 new Johnsonville sausages. Hot and ready on the roller grill. Smoky cheddar. Loaded with Wisconsin creamy cheddar smoked with real hardwood chips. Jalapeno cheddar. Bold and melty cheddar with a spicy jalapeno kick. Smoked Polish. Seasoned with black pepper and garlic slow smoked for serious flavor. And ultimate Italian. Bursting with basil, oregano, rosemary, and thyme. Right now at 7-Eleven, get any 2 roller grill items for just $3.50. That's any 2 roller grill items for $3.50 at 7-Eleven. Valid through 3/3/26. Participating stores only. While supplies last. Visit store for full terms.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Visit your local Kia dealers to discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. It's the perfect balance of quality, dependability, power, and style. Learn more at kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
At Citizens, we help make sense of your money and all your money questions.
Do I keep renting or finally buy?
Do I plan for a vacation or plan for a renovation?
How big of a nest should my nest egg be?
If money talks, what's it say to me?
Is cash still king?
Wait, when did a dollar slice go up to $3?
Whatever money questions you have, Citizens has the answers. Make sense of your money at citizensbank.com/made-ready. Member FDIC.
My name is Maria. Okay, I lied, it's Mary. But I'm feeling more European after my European-style holiday on MSC Cruises. The restaurants, nightlife and shops in La Galleria. And of course, American touches, like a sports bar and water slides. Bellissimo. Okay, this is a problem.
Book now and cruise from $199 plus up to $500 onboard credit and kids sail free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Nissan trucks and SUVs are built for next-level adventure. Too much gear? Dirt? Rock? Sand? Get in a Nissan truck or SUV and feel unstoppable. Whether you want to take your next level of adventure in the Frontier Dark Armor, the Pathfinder, the Armada, or the Rogue, you'll be ready for what comes your way. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, 2025 Murano, or Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 2/2/26.
This is Tiki Barber. You definitely don't want your heating system to fail this winter. So call my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. Have them check your heating system before it breaks. I know Edison Heating and Cooling. They can fix anything. Go now to edisonhvac.com.
If you are an athletic supporter, call now. 888-808-1019. Powered by Paramount Plus. Count on Paramount Plus to stream every NFL on CBS playoff game.
How we doing on this fine Wednesday? Big day, potentially in New York sports. John Harbaugh meeting with the New York Giants, and maybe he never leaves and says, yes, I'll take your job. And we're all waiting to find out the Kyle Tucker decision. The Mets have made a monster offer. It's been widely reported, upwards of $50 million per year on a short-term deal. The Blue Jays have made a long-term offer. The Dodgers are lurking. It feels like a Tucker decision is imminent. So hopefully we find out if the Mets, after all of this and all the frustrations, actually land the consensus best player in MLB free agency.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ. Precision cooking, effortless results. ChefIQ.com. We have a Mike Brown revenge spot tonight as he returns to Sacramento, where he was fired with his Knicks in town. The Kings have just 10 wins this season, despite getting a bit of a renaissance from Russell Westbrook statistically. The Nets, meanwhile, will visit New Orleans, where they find a rare team on their schedule with less wins than them. So
That's
two
right.
basketball games tonight on the schedule.
And they don't even own their pick, the Pelicans.
Wow.
Think about that. I think that...
How bad are the Pelicans?
They're terrible. And the Sacramento Kings are odd because they've got a lot of solid veterans on their roster. And I thought they'd underachieve and miss the playoffs. I didn't think they'd be this bad. And they're bloody awful. So we'll see if the Knicks could take advantage of the last few days of rest and beat a bad team out west. Now, let me get to Mike Tomlin. As you have said for a very long time, Tiki, whenever I would bring Mike Tomlin's name up as, hey, I could see a breakup between them and the Steelers, you'd always say, even if there was a breakup, he'd probably take a year off, if not more.
Yeah.
Yesterday, beginning of the show, we're talking about the Steeler game, a possible Mike Tomlin breakup. You were adamant I could see him walking away.
Yep.
And that's significant because when John Harbaugh gets fired, that means he's fired and he can go wherever the hell he wants. When you walk away, you are still under contract. So Mike Tomlin is clearly going to take the year off. I think we should all avoid wasting our time talking about the Giants going after Tomlin or the Jets firing Aaron Glenn right now. He's not taking a job this season. He's going to possibly do nothing, as you pointed out earlier in the show, or he's going to work on TV. I think that next year it's always a possibility because even if Mike Tomlin says to himself, I don't want to coach again, like I'm good.
Yep.
I think that sometimes when you love something and you're away from it, it's easy to get the itch back.
Of course. You just miss the process. You miss what has become part of your regular life for your entire life because Mike Tomlin played football at William & Mary. He was in my era. He's a little bit older than me, but I remember we played William & Mary all the time. And so he played William & Mary. He then coached high school, I think it was, and then ultimately made his way to the NFL. Rondé was one of his first, I think Rondé was playing in his first game, one of his first games. Then he goes to Minnesota as a DC, and then he coached for 19 straight years. So his whole life has been playing or coaching football. And when you leave that, when it's finally gone, even if you want it to be gone, like with me, I wanted to retire, there's still this void. Like there's this hole that it's hard to fill with anything else. Now, it's different when you're a player and you're retired by the team or you decide to walk away. It's hard to come back.
Yeah.
As a coach, you can take 5 years off and still have the desire to, and if you want, and someone will give you maybe another opportunity. So I think maybe that might pop up, but I could see him not doing anything in coaching he could do something completely different.
He could be done.
He could reinvent himself as something completely different.
I think that's something that even Mike Tomlin probably doesn't know because I don't think he even knows what it's going to be like being away from football. It is easily believable, and I think you tweeted it yesterday, Sean, that Mike Tomlin has coached his last game in the NFL. That Mike Tomlin gets away from it. He's got more money than he needs. He does TV, or maybe he doesn't do TV, he just golfs all the time and says, yeah, I'm good.
And we spend 5 consecutive coaching cycles talking about where he's going.
1,000%.
Bill
That
Cowher
will never go away. But it's also possible that Mike Tomlin, after a year or 2 years or 7 years, says, I want to come back. And so I just want to briefly have this discussion because it's going to happen a million more times on what kind of trade package it would take to get Mike Tomlin. Because him walking away means the Pittsburgh Steelers have his rights. He has 1 year left on his deal, and then there would be a team option. That currently exists. So even if 7 years from now, my understanding.
And that doesn't go away.
Correct.
Yes.
I'm right about that. It does not go away.
You're right.
So I went into the archives of NFL history. 7 recorded examples of a head coach being traded. Yeah. I've got all the details.
All right, let's hear them. Because I remember Sean Payton, but I don't remember any of the other ones.
Sean Payton was traded for a first-round pick and a second-round pick.
Wow.
That is a lot. Now, that first-round pick was 30th in the draft just so we know. So it was a late first-round pick, and that was established at the time of the trade, and then a future second-round pick. I think we would all agree that the Denver Broncos made a great trade.
Yeah,
they are
home
the
run.
current number 1 seed, and the franchise has absolutely turned around.
Home run.
Yeah.
Let us go to Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians was
traded?
He was traded. He was traded by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or from the Arizona Cardinals to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, that's right, because he walked away from it and he went and worked at CBS. I remember this. He was in Trent's booth.
Right.
He received the cheapest deal ever in terms of coach compensation. A 6th and 7th round pick.
Yeah, that's because everybody thought he was done.
Yeah.
'Cause he was 72 maybe.
How did that work out? I think they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think it worked out well.
So far we're 2 for 2 on it at least working out.
No, he couldn't have been 72. It must have been late 60s because he's my parents' age.
Yeah, so I guess doing the math, it was 2019. So it was 7 years ago, 6 years ago. Another example.
65.
By the way, I got to go. That was 2019. I got to go back now to 2006.
Was that Holmgren?
That was Herm Edwards, was traded by my New York Jets, yes, to the Kansas City Chiefs.
I remember him coaching at the Chiefs. I don't remember that being a trade.
We got back a 4th round pick, and I would say that Herm was a failure in Kansas City. He was there for 3 years. The first year they made the playoffs. The second and third years were absolute disasters. But it was only a 4th round pick. You mentioned Mike Holmgren. We'll get to him. Let's go to John Gruden. John Gruden was traded from the Oakland Raiders to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Are you ready for this return? 2 first-round picks.
Wow.
2 second-round picks and $8 million.
Unbelievable.
And worth it.
They won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Bucks have done it twice.
The next year.
Yes. Isn't that crazy? And both times they won the Super Bowl, Sean.
Wow. So why did I think about this?
All right, you want to keep going? Because this is crazy.
Go to Tampa.
Oh, that sounds...
I mean, I'm serious. Not this year, obviously, because Todd Bowles is still the head coach. But
as you're noticing, all of these trades have worked out to a degree. I would say Herm Edwards is the only one that's sort of a failure, but even they made the playoffs in the first year.
Oh, just real quickly to interrupt you, if you're curious, do you want to know the Jet player they got for the Herm Edwards draft pick?
For the Herm Edwards? No, I don't know that. Who is it?
Leon Washington.
How about that?
Wow. That's a good player.
Good little player.
All right.
So I would say that was a win for the Jets. You want to get to the loss for the Jets?
Go ahead.
Bill Belichick to the New England Patriots. We got back a 1st-round pick, a 4th-round pick, and a 7th-round pick, and then received back a 5th and a 7th. So basically it was a 1st and then like a light pick swap. How did that work out for New England? Dynasty.
Right.
Yeah.
Mike Holmgren, who you mentioned earlier, was traded from the Green Bay Packers to the Seattle Seahawks. The return was a 2nd-round pick. That's it. How'd that work out? The Seahawks went to the Super Bowl. Bill Parcells, this is like the granddaddy of trades. I think this was the original one. Bill Parcells was traded from the New England Patriots to the New York Jets for a 1st, a 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th, and $300,000.
Unreal.
And yes, I would say that was a success because Bill Parcells turned the franchise around.
Yeah.
And while they didn't get to a Super Bowl, they faced their great success, and they had their turnaround last for more than a decade. Those are 7 trades.
I wonder who the Patriots got.
I know. You had to be some players on that dynasty.
No. No,
what?
I looked up the 1st-round pick. I was not. No, I don't think it was anything.
Yeah,
really?
It could have been a 2nd or 3rd or 4th-round pick.
That you'll have to do research on. I'm not positive.
I mean, because Bill was great at making random players into contributors.
Yeah, no, he was great. No, but this was for Bill Parcells. Think about it.
I know, but
so he didn't get the players.
Oh, I know
it was
that.
the other team. It was Belichick who eventually got
That's what
the
I'm saying.
players.
I'm saying, how did Belichick use those picks?
Yeah, that's fair. Eventually.
Right.
Because it was a few years later. So the moral of the story is, A, it's expensive. Let's just be honest, especially if you're looking at Tomlin's resume compared to those others. You're talking about a 1st-round pick. But the other...
Maybe multiple.
Oh, I think so. Based on that, the other thing we've learned is it's worth it. I mean, honestly, every single one of these outside of Herm, which was a weird situation,
right?
They all... Peyton, they're the number 1 seed. Parcells turn the Jets around. Holmgren, Super Bowl. Belichick, Dynasty. Gruden, Super Bowl championship. Bruce Arians, Super Bowl championship. Like, it is absolute successes when it comes to these head coaches being traded.
Why do we even think about hiring hot coordinators? Because think about all of these teams that knew that they had a team that was ready to compete but was underachieving. They didn't go get a hot coordinator. They went and got an established star head coach.
Are you suggesting that from now on, instead of, because these are special situations?
I think it's waning. the hot coordinator thing is waning in the league.
But are you suggesting that teams should just call up other teams and try to trade for head coaches?
I mean, maybe. Honestly, you do it for players.
You're right.
And
you're right.
Like a guy is at a place for 6-7 years and hasn't really, I don't know, hit whatever. Hasn't hit it there. Why not?
I think
there's no rules here, by the way. It's not like, well, history tells you got to do it this way, or there's a league rule that says you have to hire your coach in an organic method, use the 33rd team or whatever the hell you're going to do, and then find your coach that way, and it becomes fantastic. There's no rules.
Well, in all these cases, these are guys that wanted to leave. And so that's why the team had the power to ask for so much back.
Right.
So I guess that's the only caveat to
Or
this.
wanted to retire. Because I honestly think Bruce Arians wanted to retire.
Right. And then when he wanted to come back, he was under contract.
And he went to do TV, and he's like, this sucks.
Right.
And so he's like, I want to coach again, and then I'll retire.
This proves a point, and we've made this point sparingly over the last few months whenever someone would call up and say, would you trade a pick for this coach? The answer is yes. If the coach is good enough, of course the answer is yes. Look at these results. Now, granted, all of these guys are really good head coaches. They're either Hall of Famers or borderline Hall of Famers for the most part. But, yeah, a first-round pick, as sexy as it is, no matter how good that player is, unless they turn into Patrick Mahomes, the coach is worth more.
Yeah.
So if we ever get to the point a year from now or 2 years from now or whenever, when we're talking about trading for Mike Tomlin, I'm going to save this little document, and I'm going to use it as a reference.
Right. And that'll be for the Jets, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, assuming unless Mike Tomlin decides 7 years from now he's ready to come back and you guys have moved on. Yeah, the hope is if you hire John Harbaugh, you're not having these discussions for a long
7
time.
years from now, he's 70. He might just retire.
He could. And wouldn't that be ironic? Mike Tomlin replaces John Harbaugh 7 years from now? But no, to your point, yes, this is a Jet discussion because their head coach is going to go in a year or two on the hot seat.
Yep.
And let this be a reminder that even when the Jets gave up a 1, 2, 3, and 4, or when the Patriots gave up a 1, 4, and a 7, or when the Buccaneers gave up 2 1s and 2 2s,
damn,
it was always worth it. When you get the right coach, it's worth it.
I think we should be talking about this more.
Trading for coaches?
Yeah, just as around the league. We don't talk about it at all until it randomly happens, and we're like, oh, that's weird.
Well, then let's make it real. The New York Jets are picking number 2 overall, and no one believes in Aaron Glenn.
Next year.
Next year, or even this
year. Let's say next year they're picking number 4. Whatever.
Woody Johnson should call up what owner right now and trade for what head coach offering the number 2 and number 4 overall pick?
I think you should trade for the rights to Mike Tomlin.
Well, you can't do that right now. I heard
why
Big
can't
Mac,
you?
I'll tell you why. I heard Big Mac or Craig bring this up yesterday. Like, why not do it now? Because it's undermining the coach that you currently have. You can't do that. I get it. Like in fantasy world, you cannot, in a real world,
that's true,
trade for the rights to a head coach when you currently have a head coach. I get it, but come on.
All right, Rams with McVay. You know Stafford's getting older.
1,000%.
McVay is the perfect one.
Yes.
Because you know that there are rumblings, and have been really since he won the Super Bowl.
All right, so let's
he might retire, go work in television, just do something else because of the grind of coaching.
Well, I need him to coach, though. That's the whole point of it.
I'm saying, clearly he decided he wanted to coach,
right.
But there were rumblings right after he won the Super Bowl that he would leave.
So if Woody Johnson called up the Los Angeles Rams and said, we're going to give you our 2 number 1s for Sean McVay, and he's like, all right, talk to Sean. Now you got to convince him. And I was able to convince Sean McVay to come here. I would have absolutely agree that is worth it. As much as it would damage the rebuild because they wouldn't have a first-round pick this season, I do think, and I think that this list shows you,
by the way,
it's always worth it.
I think there's multiple, not a ton. There's not like 10, but I think there's at least 3. So McVay.
Sean McVay's a no-brainer. That's a great example.
Kyle Shanahan keeps getting to there and getting close, but not getting there.
Both my number 1s.
And then Dan Campbell.
I'm not doing that. I've decided it's only Sean McVay. For the 2 number 1s, that is.
No, I'm not talking about.
If I'm giving up
I'm
the
not
Colt
even talking
number
about.
1, I get
I'm just
anybody.
talking about a head coach who's worth trading for.
Yes.
Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Dan Campbell.
Yeah, who
That's
else?
it.
How far does
Sean Payton?
Sirianni?
No. Ben Johnson?
No, not yet. He's too young.
Can't do it this early.
Sirianni's won a Super
I'm
Bowl.
trying to think of the other tenured coaches. The only other one,
Andy Reid. I mean, he turned my franchise around for a bunch of years.
Yeah, but I think he's probably getting to that point where he's going to retire.
No, that's risky.
I think he would retire before he would want to go someplace else.
It is risky.
The only other one I could think
Kevin
of
O'Connell?
would be maybe Kevin O'Connell. Yeah, definitely Kevin O'Connell. Sean Payton again.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he wants to win a championship someplace else and be one of those guys, wanted at one place, wanted somewhere else. Okay, it could happen in Denver because their defense is fantastic, and Bo Nix just find ways to win football games. Other than that, I think that's it.
I think the other problem you run into is that why would a team, unless the coach wants to leave, which is the example all here,
Well, I think that's
why
the
would a
only
team
way
ever
that-
say yes?
I think that's the only way it works.
Right.
As if Sean McVay is, I'm not that I'm tired of the Rams, but I'm ready for a different type of challenge.
Yeah, and the beauty for Sean McVay and the Jets is if Sean McVay ever came to the Jets and turned them into a winner, you could just create the bust right now. I mean, you could chisel it. You could put him in Canton. It's like what Theo Epstein did by winning a championship with the Red Sox and then going to the Cubs. It was like, heat check.
Yeah.
I'm king.
I'm really curious, though, and now this is so anti my argument with Chris. You guys are so quick to say yes to O'Connell and Campbell, but no to Sirianni. Guy won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't believe he's that good.
Huh.
Howie Roseman is a monster. See, that's the guy I would trade 5 number ones for. Let's do GMs now.
Right.
I mean,
But
that's true.
That works because of Jeffrey Lurie, though.
Yeah, it's true. Right,
You got to
you're
have
right.
the right owner.
You're right.
Not all owners are going to say, sure, mortgage our future.
Just keep this in the back of your mind for the next multiple years, potentially. The cost on Mike Tomlin, based on the track record of trading for head coaches, is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
At minimum, you're talking about a first-round pick, and you're talking about more. And here's the good news. Don't hesitate. The answer is yes, it's worth it. Because the results are overwhelming with that list I just gave you. Sean Payton, Bill Parcells, Mike Holmgren, Bill Belichick, John Gruden, Herm Edwards, obviously lesser, but it didn't cost you anything, and Bruce Arians. The answers are overwhelming.
I'm going to try. I did this yesterday to continue to close these shows on positive notes. Evan, that was great research, man.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thank you. I was actually going to text Sean to do the research this morning.
Oh, it's better you did it. I would have got it wrong. It's great you did
As
it.
I was driving in, and then I realized, I'm here so early, I'm going to do it. Plus, I don't trust Sean.
And nor should you.
He'll give me the list, and there'll be like something wrong with it. Now, you have every right to fact check me, but those are the 7 coaches that I have.
That sounds right.
It does sound right.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's take some of your calls before we say goodbye. Let's go to Peter in Connecticut. I think Sean wrote it as Oetter, but I'll go with Peter. What's up, Peter?
Yeah, hey, good afternoon, guys. Long-time listener. And I just had a quick thing on the ticket resales and then Bellinger and The Sopranos. I tried to get through on The Sopranos a couple months ago. But, for the ticket resales, I saw Seattle was going to try and restrict that. But if I can sell, and I don't have season tickets, my friend did to the Giants, and if I could resell a ticket for, say, 6 times the face value, I could see them writing in an agreement where the team would get a percentage of that resale.
Well, they basically do that anyway because what teams have done in all sports and all walks of life is they've got a deal with a ticket broker, right? So in the example of the Nets and the Knicks, because I happen to be a season ticket holder for both the basketball teams, it's with Ticketmaster. So if I resell a Nets game or a Knicks game, they are taking a huge chunk of the percentage from me and whoever buys the ticket. So the Seahawks financially, assuming they have a deal with a secondary market, and I'm pretty sure they do, are making money off of it. It's not about that. It's about the fact they don't want Niner fans filling up their building.
Right.
I think that's the real reason that the Seahawks are threatening or strongly worded comments to season ticket holders.
This isn't like the old school scalping where there's a ticket brokerage site that's just Bob from Newark. You know what I mean? It's all league sanctioned. They just don't want a raucous anti-fan base.
That's what it's about.
100%.
It's not about the money because, trust me, these teams have created legal brokering themselves, and they benefit from it. And I see it with all the teams. Like, you can sell your tickets on other ticket marketplaces, but they make it so much easier to do it from the ones that they make the money off of.
Right.
So it ain't about money. It's about the fact that the Seattle Seahawks are very proud of their home field advantage.
12th man.
The 12s, as they call it. They don't want the 12s to become Red Niner fans. And that's what this is all about. And we'll see what that stadium looks like over the weekend. If you've missed any of the show, simple rewind function on the Odyssey app. You could also watch our entire show on YouTube. That's an option for you. You got a new One Giant Step I should promote or not really?
Tonight, One Giant Step is being recorded.
Good for you. I'm going to do a Rico. You want to go against each other and see who has more views?
Live on YouTube? Sure. Harbaugh versus Tucker. Let's go.
Yeah, we need to get some of those One Giant Steppers calling the show.
Yeah.
All right,
Then
let's
I'll
do
start
it.
believing in you, Sean.
I like
all 8 of them.
There you go. Well, we'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. The Carton Show with Craig Carton and Big Mac. Next.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Last night, the Milwaukee Bucks lost at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves.